Good morning. 6:03. Robert and Erin, 101.7 FM and 710 Keel. Way down the other end of the table. Erin has local news up next.
A Caddo commissioner is facing federal charges. We'll talk more about that. A company is giving Elio Motors a lifeline, and another candidate in the race for mayor of Shreveport.
What's the phrase? Like taking candy from a baby? Well, $500,000 buys a lot of candy. Mm-hmm. And I have some questions about the investigation. I don't know nothing about how they do these things.
I want to tell you, too, by the way, this is a special day. You need to watch us on our Facebook feed, if you don't mind.
Uh-oh.
It's a special day for that. There's going to be lots of special things going on.
I don't know if I like this.
And lots of special guests.
And no LSU players taken in the first round, but the experts who said they'd be taken in the first round say they'll be taken in the second. Fletcher in sports, traffic, and weather. It's coming up this hour here on KEEL.
The power of information. KEEL News now.
Caddo Commissioner Lynn Cawthorn and his sister indicted for allegedly taking money from a federal child nutrition program. Cawthorn is accused of exaggerating the number of meals provided to underprivileged children and taking the extra money for personal use. Federal prosecutors say Cawthorn and his sister took more than $500,000 over 4 years. Elio Motors gets a little shot in the arm. Matt Parker with that.
Elio Motors got a much-needed infusion of cash. Online retailer Overstock.com announced that they are buying $2.5 million of newly issued Elio common stock. The struggling car company says they will use that cash to pay outstanding debts. Overstock.com founder Patrick Byrne called the car company, quote, a win for America. However, according to some reports, Elio owes tens of millions of dollars and needs a lot more before production can begin at the old GM plant in Shreveport. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
Adrian Perkins, officially a candidate for mayor of Shreveport, during his announcement speech, the Harvard Law and West Point grad says he wants to lower crime, improve the airport and streets, and work to provide everyone with an internet connection.
My experiences have prepared me to be the leader this city needs. My Ranger training, for instance, taught me how to make a way out of no way.
Perkins says his military experience is what sets him apart from everyone else. The primary election is November 6th. The Louisiana Senate's backed a proposal that opens the door to school employees praying with their students during the class day. The measure by Senator Ryan Gaddy of Bossier would allow teachers and other workers to pray with students during the workday if parents of every student in attendance submit a signed request and if the prayer is student-initiated. Teachers across Louisiana are watching legislation that would require 30 minutes of recess in public schools each day. Jackie Lansdale with the Red River United Teachers Union telling KEEL News part of the problem is all the time spent on testing.
You know, what does the legislature want to do that? Do they want to back off this incessant, ridiculous amount of pressure towards standardized testing that, quite frankly, is not healthy? Lansdale
tells us research shows children need recess, unstructured and unfettered play, and this is something we need to find a way to incorporate in our classes. High praise for Louisiana Tech. Forbes magazine says Tech is a college with some bang for the buck. They compiled a list of colleges with the best value, and Tech comes in at number 148. It featured 300 public and private universities from around the country. There's a bond election on the ballot in Shreveport tomorrow. CAO Brian Crawford telling KEEL News this administration has been responsible with your tax money.
We've reduced millages. We've reduced taxes by over 6 mils since the mayor took office in 2015. We've balanced our budget every year. In fact, our budget this year is smaller than our budget was about 5 or 6 years ago. So if they want to know how to do it, they can come up here and watch us.
There are 6 proposals on the ballot. The polls open at 7 a.m. and close at 8 p.m. The nation facing a truck driver shortage that could hurt your wallet. Motor Transport Association Director Chance McNeely says it's resulting in longer delivery times and higher prices for consumers.
Loads have to wait. It takes longer for goods to get to their desired location, and yes, it drives up the cost of goods. It's a major challenge for the industry.
The American Trucking Association says they expect to see a 106,000 driver shortage by 2022. Concealed carry permit holders could bring a gun into a school or university under legislation headed to the House floor. The controversial measure has cleared the Criminal Justice Committee on a 9-8 vote. ERATH Representative Blake Miguez says his legislation does not arm teachers, just visitors who have concealed handgun permits.
It doesn't deal with the school safety system at all. It strictly deals with self-defense.
The two Koreas have agreed for South Korea's president to visit Pyongyang sometime this autumn. The agreement came after an historic summit between the leaders of the two Koreas. The price of Prime is going up. Amazon raising the price of its annual Prime membership fee by 20% to $119 a year, up from $99. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
Ten past 6 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Heavenly Friday morning. Here's Ruben, traffic update.
Everything's starting out looking nice and clear for your early morning drive to work or school, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on Texas Street in downtown Shreveport. If you have anything to report to us, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline at 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast today will bring sun and some clouds with a high of 77. Then it's clear and cool with a low of 51 tonight. Nice and sunny, high 81 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zaire.
Good morning, 12 past 6 o'clock. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. So tell me how you get how $500,000 of stuff. Explain to me. Walk me through this. I've got the story in front of me. Charges against Caddo Commissioner Lynn Cawthorn and his sister. Federal charges? Did I see that right?
Yes, federal charges.
$500,000 from a program supplying meals to children during the summer.
I can relate to, because I've worked with some of these programs where you see so many clients and then you file your paperwork and your data based on how many clients you see.
So what's the
and then
charge?
You're reimbursed based on per client that you saw. And if you inflate your numbers,
the charge is they just sort of padded the numbers.
Yes, they padded the numbers.
So they weren't really, to break it down, they weren't really taking, allegedly, supposedly charged with taking anything from anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Just, well, the federal government.
Yes, yes.
But I mean, it's not like they were
breaking into a bank and cleaning out the cash.
It's not like you and me getting concert tickets from a record company and then going out and selling them on the street. I guess that's the point I'm making. It wasn't anything like that.
But it's not an oopsie. It's not an oopsie. I made a mistake. Sorry.
What I mean is, though, it wasn't scalping. It wasn't anything related to that. It was padding numbers.
Right.
They were just business and things that didn't exist.
Right, exactly.
Fair enough?
Yeah.
Like, for example, I think here's a good example. You had a hailstorm recently.
Mm-hmm.
And you go to the insurance adjuster, who's your buddy. And he says, what went wrong? And you say, well, lots of stuff.
Yeah, lots of stuff.
And he believes you.
Yeah, he does.
So that's basically it.
Basically it. We got to take a call right now. I told you this was going to be a special day. So we're going to have a lot of special guests joining us today.
Okay.
And we're just going to go to line 6. And
we
this
don't,
is
we don't have 6 lines.
Well, okay, 7. Dr. Jim Henderson is joining us from Baton Rouge, and he has a special message today.
Hey, Dr. Jim, how are you this morning? Thanks for taking time for us.
Well, good morning. You know, there's some real big news stories this morning, and I was waiting for the president to tweet it out. He's building up to the biggest news of the day. He just tweeted that North and South Korea may have reached a peace agreement.
What?
And then the biggest news of the day, though, is it's Robert Reich's birthday.
Well, it's tomorrow, actually. The birthday is actually tomorrow.
But we're celebrating today.
And the reason the president hasn't mentioned that in a tweet is because you only get 144 characters, and I'm way older than that.
Oh, Dr. Jim, I can't imagine you woke up this early for this. I really appreciate it.
That's the only reason that I woke up this morning. You know, I'm an early riser anyway, but I just want listen. I want to thank both of you for the work that you're doing, and I texted yesterday, and just to tell you, Erin texted Erin yesterday just to say how proud I am when I see these headlines on statewide news sites where the lead story is from you guys, and you're quickly becoming just the source for information in Louisiana, and you know, to be able to call up and just say happy birthday, Robert, it's a real pleasure. I appreciate what y'all do, and as a journalist and as a Shreveport native, I'm very proud for you.
Well, you know what? We got that text from you yesterday, and stuff like that, those pats on the back and those encouraging words, they do not fall on deaf ears, and it means the world to us, as does your call this morning. So thank you very much. It is awesome, as always, to talk to you, so thank you for your time.
And Kim Jong will be texting you later, I'm sure. So.
We look forward to that.
All right, y'all take care.
That's odd because he and I have similar haircuts.
I'll have to learn some Korean.
Huh?
I'll have to learn some Korean.
Okay, let's the politically correct Erin McCarty. How does she do it? Oh, I don't know.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank y'all. See you soon.
Matt, we got somebody else on the hold?
On
who's
line
there?
15?
Line 15, yeah. Hey, who's there?
Robert.
Hello?
Erin, this is Barrow Peacock. Have y'all heard this news?
What news is that?
There's some breaking news. I've heard this. I'm down here in Baton Rouge. We're working. I'm up. I'm about to go over to the Capitol and do some reading. But it's someone's birthday.
Well, it's actually my birthday is tomorrow, but I appreciate it's.
But we don't work tomorrow, Barrow.
We're always one step ahead here in Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be the first one to say happy birthday, Robert.
Well, you certainly are the first one, and as will everyone who calls this morning.
Well, wait, it's news, though. Everybody knows this.
It's huge, yeah.
It's massive. Well, tell Governor.
Did you get him a present?
It's coming.
Okay, good.
It's in the budget. It's in the budget, and that's why we need to get this budget passed.
You know what?
Oh, John Bell's going to cut his gift out. I promise you.
I was just going to say, if my gift is in the budget, I know where we can start to trim.
Well, if you don't get it, it's because the governor line item vetoed out here.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he did. Thanks, Barrow. We appreciate it.
Thank you so
Happy
much.
birthday.
I appreciate you giving us a yell this morning.
Okay,
Thank you.
and we have to turn the clock back to a year for another birthday wish. I just got to say that.
Do you think it would be way out of line? Okay, admittedly, it's out of line.
Yeah, it's out of line.
But do you think it would be out of line to ask Governor John Bell Edwards to wish me happy birthday before?
No, he'll wish you happy birthday. It's his birthday, John Bell.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Way closer than I
Happy
could get
birthday, dear Robert. Happy birthday to you.
Wow.
I'd rather have a gubernatorial pardon.
You know, I was going to say you can't buy memories like that.
Well, I got an email from the governor's office yesterday because I asked him to, make a reprise of his singing.
I think it's called a pardon.
Yeah, that. And the email I got back from the governor's office said this.
Only an insane man would do that.
I'm quoting. It said, "The governor is unavailable. Thank you for asking."
Perfect. That's exactly. I could not have anticipated anything warmer.
Who do we have now, Matthew? Special guest. Good morning. Who's there?
Good morning, guys. It's Tom Gresham.
Hey, Tom.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Mr. Tom, how are you today?
They're coming out of the woodwork, partner.
Well, if you're coming out of the woodwork, it's a woodwork I would love to live in. How are you doing this morning? Thank you so much.
I am well. Just wanted to be, I guess, not the first, not the second, but one of the folks to wish you an early, because you guys are the early risers anyway, so we'll give you the happy birthday today for tomorrow. But mostly, I just want to say, Robert, you guys really, and you particularly, are an institution, and you know that a mental institution is not a good place to be.
No, well, Tom, listen, you're the very first one to call, and I appreciate it more than...
He's lying to you, Tom.
This is
I
awesome.
know.
Thank you.
I'm listening. Hey, I grew up on the architects, guys. That's my world. So, but yeah, you guys are just setting the world on fire and doing such a great job. The combination of entertainment and information is powerful because you can't educate them until you can get them to listen, and you guys really have nailed it.
Tom, thank you so much for calling. We appreciate it. I can't thank you enough.
Happy birthday.
My pleasure, Tom. Thank you, and you are welcome anytime. Great talking to you. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm just completely derailing the show today. I apologize.
It's going to happen. 19 past 6 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. I think the governor was the best part, actually.
We'll do that again if
Not
you
the
want.
singing, the email. Traffic update. Here's Ruben.
Everything's starting out looking nice and clear for your early morning drive to work or school, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on Texas Street in downtown Shreveport. If you have anything to report to us, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline at 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast today will bring sun and some clouds with a high of 77. Then it's clear and cool with a low of 51 tonight. Nice and sunny, high 81 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
Twenty-two past 6, Keel Sports. Here's Tim.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. The NFL Draft opening night last night, and the Saints paid a steep price in a trade with Green Bay, giving up their 2019 first-round pick and a fifth-round pick this weekend to move from the 27th selection for the Packers pick at 14. New Orleans pulled the trigger to obtain Marcus Davenport, a defensive end from Texas San Antonio that Sean Payton said that he had his sights set on for weeks. The 6'6" edge rusher could provide a nice bookend for Cam Jordan on the other end of the Saints defensive line. Jerry Jones and the Cowboys are hosting the draft at AT&T Stadium, and they were picking 19th. Dallas had their choice of wide receivers to help fill the void left behind by Dez Bryant's departure. Instead, Dallas chose Boise State inside linebacker Leighton Vander Esch. Last year's middle linebacker Anthony Hitchens signed with Kansas City in the offseason, and team leader Sean Lee has battled injuries for years, making the selection of Vander Esch a no-brainer among Cowboys brass. The SEC had 10 players selected in the first round, all between Georgia linebacker Raquan Smith at 8, going to Chicago, and the 31st pick, Bulldog running back Sony Michel to New England. No LSU players were chosen. 2017 Heisman winner Baker Mayfield was the first pick to Cleveland. 2016 Heisman winner Lamar Jackson was the final pick of the first round to Baltimore. In baseball, LSU was sacked by Ole Miss 14-3 in the opening game of a 3-game SEC series. The Rebels blew the game open with an 11-run sixth inning, and Milwaukee forced a Game 7 in the playoff series with the Celtics, winning by 11 at home last night. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
25 past 6, Robert J. Wright, Erin McCarty, 1017 FM, 710 KEEL. The KEEL app, a free download from Office Furniture Source.
I got the governor's quote wrong, by the way. This is from his office.
Okay, so basically, we'll give it a little background here.
Yeah.
My birthday is tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And
I've been planning a few little surprises.
You take such joy in this.
Oh, I love it. I
know
a
you
blast.
do.
My phone was blowing up.
And so already we've had Tom Gresham from Gun Talk, Senator Barrow Peacock.
Yep.
And you forgot who we had first already.
Jim Henderson. My bad. I'm sorry.
Dr. Jim Henderson.
But I reached out earlier in the week to see if we could get the governor lined up to, just a message, birthday message. I was going to talk about the session, and I said if he wants to, he can just do a birthday message if he'd like. But I got this reply yesterday when I reached out again.
Could we? Do you have your question in front of you?
Yeah, let me get over there too.
Did it involve? We'd like to talk about the session.
No,
we'd like to talk about budget cuts.
No.
And oh, by the way, you sang "Happy Birthday" to Robert last year, and perhaps you would like to. You'd like to do it again. Make it a tradition.
I said we'd love to get the governor on one morning next week if possible. FYI, Robert's birthday's on the 28th. And the governor sang to him last year. He could surely do that again if he would like. It was quite a genuine moment for both of them.
It was indeed.
She asked me, is there a particular time? I'll check and get back with you. Well, she never got back with me. That was a week ago. So yesterday I sent the governor another email and said, does the governor have any available time tomorrow? And here's the reply. Hi, Erin. Unfortunately, the governor is not available. Thanks for reaching out.
Ever again.
In the same sense.
We have a special guest now?
In the same way that the governor never really knew what you and I had said about him, but we were accosted, we were set straight by his people. Mm-hmm. The governor doesn't know it's my birthday.
He does not. No. He does not. Who's our special guest now?
Well, you ask him.
Good morning. Hello there. Who's with us?
Yes, this is Governor Prater.
Governor Prater. Do you sing, Governor?
Yes, I sing, but not where anybody can hear me.
Let me ask you now that
I do a lot of karaoke.
Now, Mr. Steve, now that you brought this up, you said Governor Prater. Are you telling us something that we should know?
Yeah, do we need to know?
No.
He's just being silly.
Yeah, I'm being silly. Hey, you'd have to you ought to drug test me if I ever said I was going to run for governor.
Because a lot of people were thinking, why on earth would Steve Prater want to take a step down?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yes, exactly.
So you have a special message for Robert today, I'm sure?
Yes, I wanted to wish him a very happy birthday. And
Well,
that's it.
that's no, that's plenty, and I can from the bottom of my heart, let me say, hey kid, thanks.
Well, you're welcome.
Are you older than the sheriff?
We appreciate y'all and what you do.
Well, I'm markedly older than Sheriff Prater.
You're older, Sheriff. How old are you?
I'm 46.
Oh, he's
See?
lying. He's
I'm 47. Damn, Steve. Never looked better. Me either. Thank you so much for the call, Mr. Steve. It means the world to me, and I appreciate it. And you're the first one to call this morning. And
he's lying.
And thank you very much. And like I said, like I've told everybody, you are always welcome. You are welcome anytime. And I certainly appreciate you taking the time this morning. That was so cool.
Well, if I was with the FBI, you'd be going to jail now for lying.
Yeah, we might be we might be calling you back about that later. You never know.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we might want to ask you some questions.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Mr. Steve. 29 past 6 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. This is going to be such an awesome day.
Oh, you're going to love it.
I'm going to have...
the surprises are going to come so far out of the woodwork.
I already am. 29 past 6. Here's Ruben.
Everything's starting out looking nice and clear for your early morning drive to work or school, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on Texas Street in downtown Shreveport. If you have anything to report to us, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast today will bring sun and some clouds with a high of 77. Then it's clear and cool with a low of 51 tonight. Nice and sunny, high 81 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zaire.
The power of information. KEEL News now.
The leaders of North and South Korea met for an historic summit where they vowed to end the Korean War some 65 years later during peace talks.
This declaration shouldn't repeat the tragic histories of the previous agreements. So we are going to work closely together for the successful implementation of the declaration.
The two leaders did not outline the specifics of any potential peace deal, but both say they're optimistic. Caddo commissioner indicted for skimming federal money. Matt Parker with that.
Caddo Parish Commissioner Lynn Cawthorn and his sister have been indicted for allegedly taking money from a federal child nutrition program. Cawthorn is accused of exaggerating the number of meals provided to underprivileged children and taking the extra money for personal use. Federal prosecutors say Cawthorn and his sister took more than $535,000 over a 4-year period. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
Adrian Perkins is officially a candidate for mayor of Shreveport.
What I want to do is simple. I want to generate jobs and I want to decrease crime. Our city has been last 3 of the previous 5 years in economic growth out of every major metropolitan area in the country.
Perkins says he wants to lower crime, improve the airport and streets, and work to provide everyone in the city with an internet connection. Elio Motors gets a much-needed infusion of cash. Online retailer Overstock.com announcing they're buying $2.5 million of newly issued Elio common stock. The House Education Committee passed a proposal that would require schools to provide a 30-minute recess break for students. Currently, schools must have 30 minutes of physical activity, which is covered in many districts by a PE class. Jackie Lansdale with Red River United Teachers Union telling KEEL News there's a major hurdle, though, to make this happen.
The problem that we run into is you cram test. So where do you put recess?
Lansdale says research shows children need recess, unstructured play, and that's something we need to find a way to incorporate in our schools. Tens of thousands of Arizona teachers and their supporters marched on the Capitol in Phoenix to demand more education funding in a historic statewide strike that shut down schools. They're expected to be holding rallies and staying out of class again today.
We want a sustainable, reasonable plan that gets funding back to our classrooms.
The teachers calling for a 20% raise. Now in Louisiana, the Louisiana Federation of Teachers is surveying all educators, though there's no decision whether or not this could lead to a walkout. Shreveport voters going to the polls tomorrow to decide on 6 bond propositions. CAO Brian Crawford telling KEEL News all of these are renewals.
All of these millages you've been paying for more than 40 years. There's no increase in taxes. In fact, Mayor Tyler has decreased taxes.
The millages would continue to fund basic city services. They bring in about $11 million. A Senate-approved bill to allow foster kids to stay in the system until they turn 21 or graduate high school, whichever happens first, has cleared a House committee. Currently, foster kids are forced out when they turn 18, regardless of their high school degree progress. Bossier Senator Ryan Gaddy says kids who age out before graduating are at a high risk of falling into homelessness or crime.
And when these children age out, there are people waiting for them. In human trafficking, these kids end up in laundromats and under bridges, and their teachers are going and finding them.
Gaddy says he's optimistic the bill will win final passage. Thieves are caught in Germany with 130 pounds of stolen chocolate. In fact, a woman is found with 20 pounds of the treats under her skirt. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
1017 FM and 710 Keel. Robert and Erin, 637. So what happened to the LSU guys last night?
It's just cratered. I mean, I watched a little bit of it, and I thought they were really
I
saying,
assumed Geis was going early. What was his name?
Arden Key.
Arden Key, and I had seen one report that had wide receiver DJ Chark going to New England in the first round. So none of that happened.
No, none of that happened.
I'm asking you, what do you think? What do you think it is that the Cleveland Browns general manager and or their personnel staff? Now the Browns have a new general manager. Guy was GM in Detroit for a few years.
Hold on, I got to answer the phone real quick.
Okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and go to break. Let's go to break early. When we come back, that'll give us extra time. Okay. No LSU guys chosen last night in the first round. All the experts who said those LSU guys would be chosen in the first round last night say they'll be chosen in the second round this evening, starting off with most likely running back Darius Geis.
We have lots of special guests coming up. You don't want to miss today's show at all.
639, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Here's Ruben. Here's traffic.
Looks like I-20 westbound's got to clear all the way to Dallas right now, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on I-49 northbound near Kings Highway. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast today will bring sun and some clouds with a high of 77. Then it's clear and cool with a low of 51 tonight. Nice and sunny, high 81 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zaire.
But just to clarify,
yeah,
my real birthday is not until tomorrow.
I told folks that, but we're off on Saturday.
You know who famous people have birthdays same as mine?
Saddam Hussein, Jay Leno,
and Anne Margaret. There's a bunch of others.
Oh, wow.
1017 FM, 710 Keel, Robert J. Wright, and Erin McCarty.
And I think we're joined by State Representative Dodie Horton on line 8 today.
Hey, Miss Dodie, how are you?
Good morning, and happy day before your birthday.
Thank you. You're the first one to call, and I appreciate it immensely. It means, yes, ma'am, you are, really.
He's lying to you, Dodie.
I missed you guys so much.
You're in Baton Rouge having fun?
Oh, you know it. You know it.
I can't thank you enough for calling. We really appreciate it, Dodie.
So what you up to today?
I know you'll be bombarded, sir.
No. We got a second or two. What you up to today? What's on the Dodie agenda?
Oh, going back to the Labor Committee and doing our thing and voting down bad bills, and then going and fighting for the little people in session against some tough bills that we'll be hearing, and just praying that I make my district proud.
Will you tell the governor we missed having him on today, and we're thinking about him?
I sure will do it.
But if you get too,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
But if you get too tied up to do that, it's okay with me.
Okay.
Thanks, Dodie. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, ma'am. Great talking to you as always.
God
Thank
bless.
you.
And now I think he's on the West Coast, so it's way early.
What?
But this is somebody who really cares about you. Good morning, and thanks for getting up. Say hello to Robert.
Hey, Robert, Mike Johnson. Happy birthday, my friend.
6:42, 5:42. Are you really in Western time zone this morning?
No, I actually the schedule changed. I'm back in Washington now.
Okay, good. So it's
actually
almost 8
an hour
o'clock in the
later.
morning. And this suddenly isn't that big a deal.
It's not that much of a sacrifice, but I told Erin yesterday it would be worth it, even if it was.
He did. He said, "I think it's going to be 5:40 where I am, but I'll do it anytime for him."
Wow, that was awesome. How are you this morning? Thank you. You're the first one to call, and we appreciate it. And
oh, that's awesome.
So
I wanted to be. I just want to tell you, man, you're a real talent. I've told you that for many years. And the first time I think I met you in person, we were in a studio, and I was recording a little bit, an ad for something, and I said, man, I really want my voice to be more like yours. Teach me the trick. How do you do that raspy thing, the thing you do, And I've tried to emulate that, man. So you've been like a model for me. I just wanted you to know that.
Well, I appreciate that. It's like I said, not only you, but all the folks that have called this morning. This is awesome. And needless to say, that you are, in fact, a hero of mine, and I think you know that everything you stand for, everything you believe in, and everything you do.
And you fight for, yeah.
And you never get tired. I mean, you just never get tired. I don't know how you do it, how you balance it all between the commitments that you still make on the legal front with folks like, the folks in Bossier, and you go to Washington, and you're a congressman, and there's nothing but greater days ahead of you in that realm, in that regard, and to balance that with family life, I am in awe. And I've never told you that.
You're too kind. You're too kind. Look, I'm just doing my duty, but so are you. And I want everybody to know, if they don't, how difficult it is to consistently put out great radio. And that's what both of you guys do. You're top notch. I've done radio. I've worked with radio people all around the country in my career. And I'm serious, and I've told you all this before. I can't believe we've been able to keep you in Shreveport, Bossier for this long, because you're LA level talent, New York level talent. You could be on the radio there, and I hope everybody at home appreciates what we have. Just a consistently great product. I'm just big fans. You guys know that.
Speaking of that, since we got you here, I got to do a little business with you. You got a minute?
Yeah.
The South-North Korean agreement. It looks like peace. What are you excited about seeing what you're seeing this morning?
I hope so. I would characterize it as cautious optimism. There were some great optics that came out of there yesterday. Clearly the influence of this president, this administration, and what we've done, how we've handled that, I think has had a big influence. But we'll have to see. I certainly hope it's legitimate, because that'd be a great thing for the whole country. The whole world.
The fact that these two have the nerve to overshadow me on this day, that takes. I'm a little disappointed, but for the good of the country, I'm willing to sit in the back seat momentarily.
Well, that's good. You're a real patriot. I've always said that.
Mike,
hey, seriously, you have a good one. Have a happy birthday. I know lots of people will be calling in, but
we know you're busy too, and you've got a lot going on today, and I appreciate it. Your thoughts are. It's just awesome. This is so cool, and thank you so much.
You got it. Happy birthday, my friend.
My pleasure. My pleasure entirely. See you soon.
We're going to have so many special guests today. I know we got another one calling in here real quick, so it's going to be just a good day. I'm excited. I really am.
The amount of time that you must have put
a little time on this.
into this is.
I spent a little time.
Don't let her lie to you. It was a mass email, and whoever happened to call back.
No, it was not.
Called,
if you would like to see my phone, you can see it later.
I apologize. You know what I haven't done is I haven't written down. I need to keep a running list
of who else calling. Yeah.
So we started off with Jim Henderson.
Yeah.
Barrow Peacock, Senator Barrow Peacock.
Tom Gresham
from Gun Talk. Then who was in the next segment? Do you remember already?
Governor Prater.
Governor Prater called.
Governor Prater.
Yeah.
And
Dodie Horton.
Mike Johnson so far.
Are we missing somebody?
I don't think so.
Okay.
If we do, I apologize.
So many special guests.
And everyone is going to be the first one, and I hope they understand, because it means that much to me.
We have another one calling right now. I think this person is going to be on the phone here shortly. I'm getting a text from him as we speak. So
tell him to quit texting and call the damn number.
Maybe you should call him. Should I hand you my phone? Let me hand you my phone.
Sure. Why should we have a plan?
And how old you are? I told him how old you were going to be.
Did you tell them the truth?
I think I did. I was confused. I said 66.
66 is right.
That's what I thought.
Halfway to 132.
Okay. Do you struggle with that at all?
The interesting thing about that is yes.
Do you really?
I'm closer. When you're 65, you're sort of I'm between 60 and 70.
Yeah, you're still close to 60.
Even though when you're 65 in one day, you're really closer to 70 than you are 60. But now that I'm 66, which is really tomorrow morning at 5:35, tomorrow it will be official.
Yeah.
I will definitely be closer to 70 than to 60, and yes, I struggle with that mightily.
Another state rep on the line, Larry Bagley, is joining us, I guess, from Baton Rouge. Good morning.
It's lovely in Baton Rouge this morning.
Hey, Mr. Larry, how are you today? Thank you for getting up early and taking time, and it's awesome. You're the first one to call today, and I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Robert, you know I do not like early. Y'all have tried to call me in. I usually don't, but for you, I'll make an exception.
You know, it's interesting. You and I have chatted on a couple of occasions, and we are of the same era, let us say. And we played high school basketball against each other in the sense that I sat on the bench for Jesuit and watched you score a lot of points against Jesuit. So
I'm old enough to know that there was a school named Jesuit.
Indeed so. Well, it's Loyola now. Mr. Larry, thank you so much for getting in touch. It is so awesome.
I know you want to tell him happy birthday, right?
I do. Happy birthday, Robert.
Thank you, Mr. Larry. Thank you so much.
Fantastic day.
And you tell the governor that Robert said hi if you see him down there.
I'm sure he'll be glad to hear that.
Walk up, put your arm around him, kiss him on the cheek, and said, "Bobby says hello."
Exactly. There you go.
Thank you, Larry. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Larry.
649, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL traffic update coming up right now. Your money now is next on KEEL.
Everything's starting out looking nice and clear for your early morning drive to work or school, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on Texas Street in downtown Shreveport. If you have anything to report to us, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast today will bring sun and some clouds with a high of 77. Then it's clear and cool with a low of 51 tonight. Nice and sunny, high 81 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
.652, it's 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Sports time. Here's Fletch.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. The NFL Draft opening night last night, and the Saints paid a steep price in a trade with Green Bay, giving up their 2019 first-round pick and a fifth-round pick this weekend to move from the 27th selection for the Packers pick at 14. New Orleans pulled the trigger to obtain Marcus Davenport, a defensive end from Texas San Antonio that Sean Payton said that he had his sights set on for weeks. The 6'6" edge rusher could provide a nice bookend for Cam Jordan on the other end of the Saints defensive line. Jerry Jones and the Cowboys are hosting the draft at AT&T Stadium, and they were picking 19th. Dallas had their choice of wide receivers to help fill the void left behind by Dez Bryant's departure. Instead, Dallas chose Boise State inside linebacker Leighton Vander Esch. Last year's middle linebacker Anthony Hitchens signed with Kansas City in the offseason, and team leader Sean Lee has battled injuries for years, making the selection of Vander Esch a no-brainer among Cowboys brass. The SEC had 10 players selected in the first round, all between Georgia linebacker Raquan Smith at 8, going to Chicago, and the 31st pick, Bulldog running back Sony Michel to New England. No LSU players were chosen. 2017 Heisman winner Baker Mayfield was the first pick to Cleveland. 2016 Heisman winner Lamar Jackson was the final pick of the first round to Baltimore. In baseball, LSU was sacked by Ole Miss 14-3 in the opening game of a 3-game SEC series. The Rebels blew the game open with an 11-run sixth inning, and Milwaukee forced a Game 7 in the playoff series with the Celtics, winning by 11 at home last night. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
You know, if you're going to stay this nice to me, I'll put more Spinners music in the bumper rotation.
Oh, I like that.
I'll do that.
I like that.
656, 1017 FM and 710 KEEL. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. My birthday is tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And so, as was the great Saddam Hussein. What the hell, of all the birthdays?
Yeah, that sucks.
Of all the people to share a birthday. Jay Leno, though.
That's cool.
And there's a few others.
That's very cool.
So,
we're going to have Adrian Perkins, by the way, joining us in studio. He made his big announcement for he's running for mayor.
What?
Yeah, he's running for mayor.
I believe
you heard
that.
about that?
I'll believe that when he tells me.
He will be here just past 7, and if you want to ask him questions, text them to us on our Shreveport Security Systems text line.
318-392-1884. Here's Rush on KEEL.
Last week, the governor of California, Jerry Brown, went to the National Press Club to prophesy about climate disruption. That's what he calls climate change or global warming now. And he predicted the climate will be so disrupted, 3 billion people will die from lethal heat events. 3 billion with a B. Now, keep in mind, the population of the whole world right now is 7.6 billion people. According to Moonbeam, not only will 3 billion die from killer heat, but global warming will lead to more diseases and more wars, terrorism, and mass migrations. The governor of America's biggest state said this to a room filled with America's most noted journalists, and they didn't laugh, they didn't challenge him, they didn't roll their eyes, they didn't walk out. They reported it as if Governor Moonbeam's lunatic prophecies were the rational thoughts of a sane human being. Yeah, it's nuts, but let's say that Moonbeam is right for a minute. You know what that means? It means the world's #1 job is going to be undertaker, mortician. If 3 billion people are about to keel over from lethal heat, the funeral business will be the biggest money-making industry of all time, provided there is still air conditioning. My good friends, you have heard me wax eloquently for years now about Mahindra, the world's #1 selling tractor. So when you hear Mahindra, I'm sure a hardworking, reliable, and bright red tractor is the first thing that comes to mind. But my good friends at Mahindra have an all-new utility vehicle, too. It's called the Mahindra Retriever, and it's built from the ground up right here in America. And listen to these specs. 83 horsepower engine, 60-mile-per-hour top speed, 2,500 pounds of towing capacity, and a 3-year warranty. So hurry in, see your Mahindra dealer for a test drive, or learn more about Mahindra tractors and the new Retriever at MahindraUSA.com.
Take advantage of rock-bottom prices and test drive a Mahindra today at Kelly Tractor and Equipment in Longview, or visit kellytractor.net. That's kellytractor.net.
Looks like I-20 westbound's got it clear all the way to Dallas right now, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on I-49 northbound near Kings Highway. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast today will bring sun and some clouds with a high of 77. Then it's clear and cool with a low of 51 tonight. Nice and sunny, high 81 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zaire.
Breaking news and trending talk. This is 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. KEEL, Shreveport.
3 past 7 o'clock, Robert and Erin, 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. Miss Erin has local news coming up next.
A Caddo commissioner facing some serious charges. We'll tell you more about that. A candidate for mayor that a lot of people were talking about is in the race. And Elio Motors gets a kind of a booster shot.
From Overstock. Matt can explain that. Yeah.
I shop there.
Well, you're helping to buy. You are keeping Elio afloat.
Oh, boy.
Mayoral candidate, or at least that's what I hear. Adrian Perkins joins us in studio in just about 10 minutes. Fletcher in sports and traffic and weather, and it's all coming up this hour right here on KEEL.
The power of information. KEEL News now.
Caddo Commissioner Lynn Cawthorn and his sister have been indicted for allegedly taking money from a federal child nutrition program. Cawthorn's accused of exaggerating the number of meals provided to underprivileged children and then taking the extra money for personal use. Prosecutors say Cawthorn and his sister took more than $500,000 over 4 years. Do Louisiana schools need to put recess back in the school day for children? Jackie Lansdale with Red River United Teachers Union.
Research shows, the American Pediatric Society, that children need recess. They need that. And I'm not talking about PE. I'm talking about unstructured, unfettered play, where they learn how to, they decompress, they learn how to behave. It's kind of like you see a kitten or a puppy, because they're learning to be grown people.
But she says more classroom time might be needed, and that would include an increase for teachers. Elio Motors gets a much-needed infusion of cash. Online retailer Overstock.com announcing they're buying $2.5 million of newly issued Elio common stock. The struggling car company says they'll use that money to pay outstanding debts. Louisiana Tech gets high praise. Matt Parker with that.
According to Forbes magazine, Louisiana Tech is a college with some bang for the buck. The magazine compiled a list of colleges with the best value in America, and Tech made the list, coming in at 148. The list featured 300 public and private universities from around the country. On top of this honor, Tech also received recognition for being one of the top military-friendly schools in the country. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
Adrian Perkins, officially a candidate for mayor of Shreveport. He says he wants to lower crime, improve the airport and streets, and work to provide everyone in the city with an internet connection.
Why settle for being industry players when we can be industry leaders in new concepts like telemedicine, more efficient fracking? Why settle for supporting a corporation 3 states over when we can develop our own corporations right here at home?
The primary election is November 6th. There's a bond election in Shreveport tomorrow, and KEEL News asked CAO Brian Crawford about some of the claims of critics.
Well, I heard, they let the taxes expire. Now this is an illegal election, and the taxes expire, so they're new taxes, and all that's a bunch of. I'm just going to say it's a bunch of baloney.
The 6 propositions bring in about $11 million a year, and Crawford says the city needs to continue these millages to fund basic city services. After decades of close calls, Bill Cosby could go to prison at age 80 for sexual assault for the rest of his life. He's been convicted by a Philadelphia jury. Darius Geis not selected in the first round of the draft. He should be one of the first picks, though, tonight in the second round. A year ago, pass rusher Arden Key was projected first-round pick, but his stock has fallen because of his injuries, weight gain, and some off-the-field issues. Draft analyst Mike Detillier anticipates a team selecting Key tonight between the middle of the second and third rounds.
He plays a premium position. as a pass rusher. They're not extinct, but they're on the endangered species list. You don't have a lot of them out there, and so somebody's going to take a shot at him.
No LSU players picked in the first round. A Texas man sentenced to 50 years in prison for stealing $1.2 million worth of fajitas over 9 years. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
Nine past 7 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL traffic time. Ruben's here.
The intersection at Hearn Avenue and Lakeshore Drive's dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on Hamilton Road near Barksdale Boulevard in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Today will bring sun and some clouds with a high of 77. Then it's clear and cool with a low of 51 tonight. Nice and sunny, high 81 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zaire.
He gave you the eye, Matt. Did you see that?
Well, I saw what the bumper music was.
We were trying to hide it from you.
That's the old guy call.
But you get to look at the computer screen, so you saw it.
711 1017 FM 710 KEEL. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. It's Shreveport Security Systems text line.
Mm-hmm.
Send me your birthday wishes. You'll be the first one.
Yeah.
318-392-1884.
We're joined this morning by a special guest who wants to wish you a happy birthday. Hello, how are you today?
I'm wonderful. How are y'all this morning?
Yes.
Robert, happy birthday from Baton Rouge.
Thank you very much. No, I don't recognize the voice.
You don't recognize the voice?
No.
It's because I have a cold.
It's State Representative Alan Seabaugh.
Oh, Mr. Allen, how are you this morning? Thank you. Gosh, I screwed that up. You're the first one to call. That means the world to me. Thank you, sir. So what's going on?
I have a cold, so maybe you can't understand my voice. I've also been hollering at my fellow legislators, so I've lost my voice.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you and I see eye to eye on so many things, so keep hollering. So what's on the agenda today? What's on the Allen timeline?
Not really much today. We have a Labor Committee meeting, and then we're going to go to the floor at 11. I think we're going to start hearing Senate bills.
Alan, if the governor tells you what he got Robert for his birthday, tell him we're okay with him cutting it out of the budget.
You know what he got me? The same thing he's going to get you.
a tax increase.
Thanks for calling, Alan.
Alan,
It's sweet of
appreciate
you.
it. We'll see you soon. Thank you so much for taking time
Happy
this morning.
birthday. Y'all keep holding down the fort. We really appreciate y'all.
Thanks,
Thank
Alan.
you very much. In studio for a little bit is, I hear you are a mayoral candidate.
Yes.
Adrian
yes.
Perkins is in studio. Thank you for joining us.
Of course. No, it's a pleasure to be here. Happy to be back.
Thank you very much. Well, yeah, because, well, you know, people might not know because
Oh, yeah.
you have been away for a while.
Yeah.
As did I when I was a younger man, off to seek my fortune. But I had said to you coming in, I can't believe it's been 2014.
Oh, yeah. I
When
was
we
here.
first met, you came in, you were back in town from Boston area.
Mm-hmm.
For the Captain Shreve Circle of Honor, Hall of Honor.
Yep.
And that was when we first met.
Yep. I was here to do an interview, and I remember you all asking me if I was going to run for mayor that morning. As a joke.
Where
As a
were-
joke. yeah, it was a
So
joke.
we were the first to ask you?
Yeah, that was the first time that question was posed to me as a
So
joke.
really, you didn't declare yesterday. You declared in 2014.
Well, I left the question open like a good politician should. I said maybe.
Adrian, you know, you're West Point grad, now Harvard Law School. You could do whatever. The world is your oyster. Why mayor of Shreveport?
Well, first and foremost, I love Shreveport. I am a Shreveport boy. Everything that I did, everything that's on my resume is because I was born in Shreveport, raised here. My mom grew me up in the church, so that's the reason why. I really love Shreveport. But in addition to that, I don't think Shreveport has another 4 or 8 years to go down the road that is going on right now. When I study cities, when I study technology, cities are falling and rising at rates much faster than they ever have.
Well, let's
So it's
start right
important to
there.
do it now.
4 years ago, we started off this mayoral campaign 4 years ago when Patrick Williams, you may know where I'm going. Patrick Williams sat right in this studio, although it wasn't nearly as nice. We remodeled. Patrick sat in this studio and he said Shreveport is on the verge of becoming the next Detroit. Was Patrick overstating? Was Patrick was he close to anything valid?
No, I think he was definitely on to something. And if you look at the numbers are there. Just look at the GDP growth for Shreveport. We've been 3 of the last 5 years in GDP growth out of every metropolitan area in the country. So no, I think he was absolutely on to something. And although the rate is faster in history, we don't know exactly how long it'll take before we get to Detroit. But if we continue doing the things that we're doing now, we are trending in that direction.
What is Adrian Perkins going to do differently to change things? I mean, we all can talk about the problems, crime and all that. But
Absolutely.
what are you bringing to the table? What are you going to put in place to change it?
Absolutely. And I outlined this in my announcement speech yesterday, my vision for the city. But my platform is simple. I want to generate jobs and I want to decrease crime.
How do you generate jobs? What is your plan?
So just one facet of my platform is to pursue broadband internet. If you look at Chattanooga, Tennessee, they got a universal broadband internet within that city in 2010. They have since cut their unemployment rate in half. They were at 8%, now they're down to 4%. So why can we not do that here?
And how much does that cost and who pays for it?
Well, they did get a $100 million federal grant. And as we know, the federal government is giving out federal grants right now for infrastructure. So why can't we pursue the same thing? And their tax base paid for it, but it has since made even more money for that city. And we need to come up with more innovative ways.
Let me throw this out there though. Shreveport's been in the convention building business. We're in the hotel business. Things maybe haven't turned out as well as we've planned. Can the city get into can we afford to be in the internet business?
There's multiple models. We don't have to just go with a pure public model. We can go with a public-private model, and we can bring in companies like AT&T to really decrease the amount that costs. Also, Santa Monica, California pursued the same thing, and they did it. They started off with $250,000.
You know, you made a point, and I want you to connect the two for anybody that might not be keeping up, like me. Explain to everybody the connection between internet for all and a lower employment rate.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Unemployment rate, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So what broadband network does, it provides high-speed internet. So not only does it allow the user at home to have faster internet, but when it goes to scale, it also makes it cheaper for the user. It also helps businesses do work much, much more efficiently. So that's the reason why businesses are attracted to areas with this high-speed internet.
Let me ask you this, and I say this because people listening are skeptical of government. They're
Oh, yeah.
suspicious. When you were in Pampers
Oh, yeah.
back in the late 90s, I voted
little older.
for a bond issue
Mhm.
for a park at Cross Bayou.
Mhm.
Voted for it. It passed. We have no park at Cross Bayou. That's just one example of things that we're just tired of.
Absolutely.
How does Adrian Perkins change that?
Yeah, I absolutely think there has been an erosion of trust between the people of Shreveport and government. The way you change that is you get out there and you talk to them first. I've heard a lot of people complain about the Cross Bayou deals that have developed over the last couple of years, and they say, oh, this was planned out completely apart from us, and then they come to us to ask us to, provide tax money or whatever. You need to go to the people first. Allow them to have input into the process. Allow them to have buy-in.
Do you support this big $1 billion plan that's out there, or do you think it's a pipe dream?
No, I think that I support private investment in Shreveport first and foremost. I don't know all the details about that plan, but if you showed me the private dollars, the $1 billion private dollars, I would absolutely be about it. And whatever the public's, however much they're asking from the public, I would go out to the people of Shreveport first before committing to it, let them know what the plan was and see what they had to say about it.
Can you stay with us because I want to talk crime?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
19 past 7 o'clock, more with mayoral candidate Adrian Perkins just a couple of seconds away. Traffic update coming up right now. Here's Ruben.
The intersection at Hearn Avenue and Lakeshore Drive's dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on Hamilton Road near Barksdale Boulevard and Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Sun and patchy clouds today with a high of 77. Tonight will be clear and cool, low 51. Mostly sunny, high 81 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zaire.
Twenty-one past 7 o'clock, time for KEEL Sports. Here's Fletch.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. The NFL Draft opening night last night, and the Saints paid a steep price in a trade with Green Bay, giving up their 2019 first-round pick and a fifth-round pick this weekend to move from the 27th selection for the Packers pick at 14. New Orleans pulled the trigger to obtain Marcus Davenport, a defensive end from Texas San Antonio that Sean Payton said that he had his sights set on for weeks. The 6'6" edge rusher could provide a nice bookend for Cam Jordan on the other end of the Saints defensive line. Jerry Jones and the Cowboys are hosting the draft at AT&T Stadium, and they were picking 19th. Dallas had their choice of wide receivers to help fill the void left behind by Dez Bryant's departure. Instead, Dallas chose Boise State inside linebacker Leighton Vander Esch. Last year's middle linebacker Anthony Hitchens signed with Kansas City in the offseason, and team leader Sean Lee has battled injuries for years, making the selection of Vander Esch a no-brainer among Cowboys brass. The SEC had 10 players selected in the first round, all between Georgia linebacker Raquan Smith at 8, going to Chicago, and the 31st pick, Bulldog running back Sony Michel to New England. No LSU players were chosen. 2017 Heisman winner Baker Mayfield was the first pick to Cleveland. 2016 Heisman winner Lamar Jackson was the final pick of the first round to Baltimore. In baseball, LSU was sacked by Ole Miss 14-3 in the opening game of a three-game SEC series. The Rebels blew the game open with an 11-run sixth inning, and Milwaukee forced a Game 7 in the playoff series with the Celtics, winning by 11 at home last night. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
23 past 7 o'clock. Robert and Erin, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel in studio for a little bit is Adrian Perkins, candidate for mayor of Shreveport. Before we get down to the nuts and bolts stuff, Erin, I was going to say fascinated, but in awe is not an overstatement of anybody who graduated from West Point, the United States Military Academy. And I said, not for the faint of heart, not for the undisciplined.
Not at all.
Holy cow, man.
You still make your bed, don't you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It was a transformative experience.
In about 90 seconds, if you can, just tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah.
What draws a high school kid at Captain Shreve to say, okay, I got a choice here. I could go, I don't know, to LSU and have a good time and study a little whatever, or I could go somewhere where literally you get up every morning at 4:30 and you are told what to do every moment of every day for 4 years, and you go to bed like at 11 or 11:30 at night, and it's one of the most difficult, if not the most difficult education, one of the most difficult colleges in the world.
Well, don't forget you have a bedtime at 22 as well. When you're a senior at West Point, you still have a bedtime. You got to be in bed for taps at 10 o'clock. So add that to the burden. But no, honestly, the biggest driver was 9/11 happened when I was a junior in high school. I remember watching the towers fall from my biology 2 classroom, and I made a promise to myself that morning that I would stand in between the people who did that in my family. And as I was recruited by colleges, I always was asking about ROTC programs, and West Point married the two with education and being an athlete, the best out of all the schools that I visited. So I chose West Point, and it was the best. It was one of the best decisions of my life. Don't regret it at all.
Let's talk crime, Adrian. We're talking to Adrian Perkins. Shreveport's perceived to have a horrible crime problem. The mayor's office has said things are trending down. We're looking better. You want a new police chief. Tell us why and what you would do.
Yeah. And it's nothing personal. I just want somebody who can commit to the job full time. Right now our police chief is also a full-time pastor. And I want somebody who has expertise to address the bigger problems in Shreveport. The perception of the biggest problems in Shreveport, which is homicides and robberies. We need somebody from that background that can get at those things in very innovative ways.
Do we have a person like that within the department? Would you search nationwide? What kind of search?
Well, first I would go within the department, but I'm also open to going nationwide.
Because we've done that before and it didn't work out too well.
And I can imagine. So I want to compose a commission of some leaders in law enforcement within the city to help me make a decision. But we'll review, again, we'll go to the men and women in blue here in Shreveport Police Department first, and then we'll broaden it out to be a nationwide search.
Okay, you have your big boy britches on today, correct?
Yes.
You are going to be Greg Tarver's mayor. Greg Tarver is going to run the city. You've heard, it's not the first time you've heard that?
No, not at all.
What is the connection to you and Senator Tarver?
Senator Tarver he reached out to me, I think, in like 2012 or something, but it's just a bunch of city leaders have reached out to me. And I'm very, very, I'm close with a lot of people. He's another one of those people that I'm close with. His family's great. And, as far as influence goes, which I think that's the concern, there's only one entity that influences me completely, and that's the Lord above.
You're not related? Are you marrying his daughter?
No,
or was there a...
No relation at all. I'm very close to the family. And the family and me want to make sure this campaign stays about the issues and not focus on that at all.
Are there issues? Shreveport is in many ways a racially divided city. Is there a key? Are there issues that you can use to unite black and white people? And as a mayoral candidate, what will it take for a city leader to unite Shreveport behind a common vision?
That's a lot. So I've traveled a lot since I left Shreveport. So my lens is a bit different than, being from the South. And if you compare Shreveport to the rest of the country, it absolutely is a racially divided city. But the thing that I've noticed, which gives me hope about the future of Shreveport, is that it's a generational divide on how divided Shreveport really is. A lot of younger people in Shreveport, they go out of their way to be exposed to people of other races. So I think that if you bring a leader in that can facilitate, us actually going to church together, us going to events together, us having dinner together, that's where those barriers will fall apart.
The job creation is something that a lot of people have talked about. I've preached for a while about putting together a team That's what they do. They're crackerjack people. They're economic development specialists. Is that something you would find money for to go do?
Absolutely. And our city government needs to be structured to the way the global economic environment is right now. Look to Plano, Texas, which I talked about yesterday in my speech. They have 4 full-time employees and 1 part-time employee. How do we compete with them if we only have 1 person at Government Plaza? We can't.
Are we just a bunch? Is Shreveport as a government, as a city, in our point of view? And Matt and I talk about this all the time because he's 30, and he said, you know, he's just is this bunch of old folks running stuff, and you don't know how the world works anymore.
Yeah.
Now he may be speaking a little harshly, trying to put the old guy in his place.
Yeah.
But is he in many ways off the mark, or is he on the money?
I think it goes back to that crime things. You can look at numbers to say both things, but there is absolutely a perception from younger people that Shreveport is an older city, and that there are no opportunities for young people here.
Pardon me, how do you keep, and everybody says this, so how do you keep younger people, educated people, professional people of both races from bailing out?
Well, first and foremost, we have to stop this thing that I encounter every day saying, oh, you're 30, you're too young to do a job. 30 in any other place, if you have the qualifications, you should be able to do the job. So we have to stop the age discrimination stuff and let people know they are welcome in our city. And also economic development. When you create careers, you'll attract those young people too. But as of now, you know, people don't really see those opportunities in Shreveport.
What is Adrian Perkins' biggest flaw?
Oh, that's a good one. And
Probably gets up too early.
No, I want to know. I mean,
that's a good one. I think I'm actually not the best politician. You know, I'm new to this, but I think that I'm a great public servant. So for that flaw of me not being the best politician, I think I more than make up for it with my public service and leadership experience.
Adrian Perkins, thank you so much for your time. I'm sure you will be back many
of
times
course.
over the
Just
next.
invite me back. I would love to.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah,
and
you too.
welcome home, young
Thank
man.
you. Thank you.
1017 FM, 710 Keel traffic update coming up right now. Here's Ruben.
The intersection at North Spring Street, East Stoner Avenue is dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on East Texas Street near Traffic Street in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline. That's 687-ROAD. Starting to see some slow-moving traffic on Texas Street in downtown Shreveport. And we have some traffic delays at the intersection of Airline Drive and Old Minden Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
The power of information. KEEL News now.
The leaders of North and South Korea met for an historic summit where they vowed to end the Korean War some 65 years later during peace talks.
This declaration shouldn't repeat the tragic histories of the previous agreements. So we are going to work closely together for the successful implementation of the declaration.
The two leaders did not outline the specifics of any potential peace deal, but both say they're optimistic. Caddo Commissioner indicted for skimming federal money. Matt Parker with that.
Caddo Parish Commissioner Lynn Cawthorn and his sister have been indicted for allegedly taking money from a federal child nutrition program. Cawthorn is accused of exaggerating the number of meals provided to underprivileged children and taking the extra money for personal use. Federal prosecutors say Cawthorn and his sister took more than $535,000 over a 4-year period. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
Adrian Perkins is officially a candidate for mayor of Shreveport.
What I want to do is simple. I want to generate jobs and I want to decrease crime. Our city has been last 3 of the previous 5 years in economic growth out of every major metropolitan area in the country.
Perkins says he wants to lower crime, improve the airport and streets, and work to provide everyone in the city with an internet connection. Elio Motors gets a much-needed infusion of cash. Online retailer Overstock.com announcing they're buying $2.5 million of newly issued Elio common stock. The House Education Committee passed a proposal that would require schools to provide a 30-minute recess break for students. Currently, schools must have 30 minutes of physical activity, which is covered in many districts by a PE class. Jackie Lansdale with Red River United Teachers Union telling KEEL News there's a major hurdle, though, to make this happen.
The problem that we run into is you cram test. So where do you put recess?
Lansdale says research shows children need recess, unstructured play, and that's something we need to find a way to incorporate in our schools. Tens of thousands of Arizona teachers and their supporters marched on the Capitol in Phoenix to demand more education funding in a historic statewide strike that shut down schools. They're expected to be holding rallies and staying out of class again today.
We want a sustainable, reasonable plan that gets funding back to our classrooms.
The teachers calling for a 20% raise. Now in Louisiana, the Louisiana Federation of Teachers is surveying all educators, though there's no decision whether or not this could lead to a walkout. Shreveport voters going to the polls tomorrow to decide on 6 bond propositions. CAO Brian Crawford telling KEEL News all of these are renewals.
All of these millages you've been paying for more than 40 years. There's no increase in taxes. In fact, Mayor Tyler has decreased taxes.
The millages would continue to fund basic city services. They bring in about $11 million. A Senate-approved bill to allow foster kids to stay in the system until they turn 21 or graduate high school, whichever happens first, has cleared a House committee. Currently, foster kids are forced out when they turn 18, regardless of their high school degree progress. Bossier Senator Ryan Gaddy says kids who age out before graduating are at a high risk of falling into homelessness or crime.
And when these children age out, there are people waiting for them. And human trafficking, these kids end up in laundromats and under bridges, and their teachers are going and finding them.
Gaddy says he's optimistic the bill will win final passage. Thieves are caught in Germany with 130 pounds of stolen chocolate. In fact, a woman is found with 20 pounds of the treats under her skirt. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
Okay, hang on a second. So this hour is totally messed up, but that's okay.
This is going to be really
well,
fun.
now you're going to have to bear with me here because Eileen Frazier from Art Break is here.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about way more. I hope you don't mind if we talk about way more than Art Break, because we had mayoral candidate Adrian Perkins, who was here in the last 7 minutes. That was who walked when you were coming in.
Yes.
And Adrian went to Captain Shreve, and then he went to the United States Military Academy, and then he went to Harvard Law School.
Harvard.
And then he moved back home.
Mm-hmm.
You are, I said to Eileen, you are what Shreveport needs about 20,000 more of.
You bet.
You are originally from Jackson, Mississippi.
I am.
You went to Spelman College.
I did.
Undergrad.
Yes.
Graduate work in what at Harvard? You went to Harvard.
Curriculum and instruction.
And you moved to Shreveport.
I did.
To work here.
I did.
Okay, here's.
I feel so stupid with all these Harvard people.
It's,
you should not.
here's the plan for the day. When we're done here, start working the phones and get 15 to 20,000 people like you to move here. You are exactly what this town needs. Oh my God, this is perfect. So, Eileen Frazier from Art Break is here.
Yes.
And it's open to the public starting today.
Starting today at 5 p.m. We close at 8. We want everybody to come out. It is, it's the Super Bowl of art. It really is.
Well, where should I come
amazing.
out to?
You come to the convention center. We are there, and we have been entertaining so many wonderful students from all over Caddo, Webster Parish, DeSoto Parish. We're so excited to have all of our second and third grade friends who have been there.
Speaking of second and third grade skills.
Yes.
You have.
She brought a project.
I have a project.
This is for your birthday.
Absolutely. So thanks to the Alta and John Franks Foundation, what I do at the Arts Council is integrate arts with science, technology, engineering, and math. So everybody's heard of STEM,
right?
But we put the A in STEM and make it STEAM because we know everybody's creative, right? So my job is to integrate and use the arts as a vehicle to break down those other topics that can be a little intimidating sometimes. So
I'm easily intimidated. Okay.
Here we go. This is called Noodle Caboodle. So this is really just Noodle Caboodle.
Watch us on our Facebook feed too if you want to see what we're doing. Senator Ryan Getty's here too.
It's very fun and very simple. These are pool noodles that have been cut up.
There's a toothpick there.
And toothpicks, and then some fun little doodads. That's a very technological term.
And I just do what I want with it?
You do what you want with it. You have one pool noodle that's glued down to the plate there, and it's just a paper plate, styrofoam plate, and you're going to make a structure. So the kids make a structure. They learn about stability. Those pool noodles are circles, so we can talk about what is the most stable structure. And they build these sculptures, and I have some examples here. I have a wonderful octopus.
That's way better than I could do.
Oh,
how old is the artist that did that?
These are second and third graders.
Oh, gosh.
Come on now. Come on.
You were trying to see if your skills match up to a third grader.
Absolutely. So once they build the structure and they want it to balance, so they have to make some architectural and engineering decisions as they're being creative.
Matt,
want to
make $20?
Because we want it all to balance there, and they're having a good time. We challenge them to put some height and some width on their 3D art piece, because we talk about 3D art, 3 dimensions of height, width, and depth. So see, we're teaching some stuff, and we're having fun at Art
So
Break.
the point is, there's a lot more to this than the fun aspect when it comes to little kids.
Absolutely.
That this teaches them so many other things.
Absolutely.
Beyond just kind of sticking stuff together.
That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. That's what STEAM is. It's using the arts as a vehicle to really put the fun and the creative right infused in there with the science, the technology, the engineering, and the math.
My toothpicks are in a row.
Oh, well, now you're supposed to be building over there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Why aren't you building?
Because I can't build and talk at the same time.
Oh, man, I'm building.
Well, that's because you went to Harvard.
Yeah, this is going to be your birthday gift, by the way, because I didn't get you anything.
So
I got
a little
you what
more
the governor
information
got
about
you.
Art Break. So it's today.
So it's today.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, Saturday, we open our doors at 10 a.m. We close our doors on Saturday at 8 p.m. We are open on Sunday. We open on Sunday at noon, and we close at 5, and we want everyone to come out. We have wonderful things going on to include Film Prize Junior, which is on the top floor. We have all of the wonderful high school art.
Is that the one that the
upstairs.
high school kids have been in?
That's absolutely right.
Okay,
Absolutely
okay,
right.
okay.
It's fantastic. And if you go to their website, you can see what their slate is. So we can have all the high school kids come out, watch their slate. And also, you don't have to be a high school kid to watch the slate of wonderful films that have been made. And then high school students can vote and choose their favorite. And the Critics' Choice will win wonderful prizes. The school that's chosen will win a $5,000 equipment prize to that particular school.
Was the one last year the one that was that the fencing movie? The one of the ones last year was in the junior. It was so awesome.
It was amazing, and those were students from Green Oaks.
Yes.
It was amazing. Absolutely, absolutely.
Let us review. First of all, Art Break today and tomorrow and Sunday.
Yes.
Downtown website so people can get details.
Artbreaksb.com.
Okay, promise me something before you go.
Yes.
Don't ever move away. You are a dynamo, and you are exactly the kind of person we need. Eileen
So
Fraser,
true.
Art Break, thank you. It
You're
is
so welcome.
wonderful.
Happy birthday, Robert.
And don't forget one thing, if I might just
No, go
say,
ahead.
we want to make sure Give for Good is Tuesday. And that's the way, if you give for good for Art Break, that's the way we keep this going. This is our 34th year. We're serving over, 10,000 families, and we want to make sure we keep it going.
Eileen, I hate to age myself, but I think I've been to every Art Break since the beginning.
Fantastic.
I think I'm one of the few people. Do you still have the fish thing that I can make?
We do. Gayutaku is happening this week. Absolutely. It's not happening on the weekend, but it is happening during the week.
Okay, so
Yes.
I'm going to come down there and do that then.
Well, you need to come on.
Hang on, kids. We got to go. This hour is so totally messed up, but it's so much fun. Traffic and weather updates coming up right now. Senator Ryan Gaddy is standing by. Very talented man, as a matter of fact. I got to do something with these toothpicks. Traffic update. Here's Ruben.
Starting to see some slow-moving traffic on Texas Street in downtown Shreveport, and we have some traffic delays at the intersection of Airline Drive and Old Minden Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast today will bring sun and some clouds with a high of 77. Then it's clear and cool with a low of 51 tonight. Nice and sunny, high 81 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
Damn.
That's Ryan's joke, not mine.
Mr. Ryan, grab that microphone. Work about 3 fingers away as we say Celine Dion that baby.
Oh,
Miss Eileen, you don't have to leave yet if you don't want. Hang out, be our friend. Grab the mic back. 1017 FM 710 KEEL. Robert and Erin. Senator Ryan Gaddy is here.
I asked Ryan to call in and wish you a birthday message, and he said, "Oh, no, I'm coming in."
Thank you.
And he brought gifts.
Wanted to wish you a happy birthday. I brought you a flag
okay, now
from the state capitol, flown in your honor.
Tell everybody about you brought me a Louisiana state flag.
That's
and
right.
Tell everybody about what that is, because it is awesome.
Yeah, and the story of our flag's real special, and it's a symbol around the capitol that reminds us of who we represent and who y'all speak for when you speak on the radio. The Mama Pelican is on our flag, and she's the story is she went out to the swamp to look for food for her babies. She couldn't find any food in the swamp, so she comes back to the nest and she starts to pluck her feathers and shed her blood to feed her babies of herself, and she becomes a living sacrifice for her children. And so that reminds us that in our state, especially in our area, we have a lot of folks that need help.
We've plucked all our feathers, though, Ryan.
Yeah, we have plucked feathers to help those folks. And when you search for truth, you pluck feathers, because when you search for truth, it hurts. And that's what y'all do here on your radio show. You search for truth, and I want to give you this flag on your set.
So it really is our birthday.
Birthday, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Look, let me give you some perspective.
Right.
Steve Prater, Senator John Kennedy, and I are all the same age. How does that sound? Halfway to 132, baby.
Wow, that is amazing. It's definitely a milestone. That's why I want to come see you on this birthday.
Well, hang on a couple of seconds. We got to, because it might be one of the last ones.
Yes,
read between the lines. Yep. Hang on a couple of seconds. We'll be right back.
All right.
101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Give me the sounder, and I'll just do live weather. A beautiful day today, mostly sunny and warmer than yesterday. High today could be in the low 70s. Not bad at all. Right now, 58. It's 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. It is 7:50. Here's your money now. Winging a prayer as soon as we start praying. 101.7 FM and 710 Keel. Robert and Erin, 7:52. My birthday is not until tomorrow, but so far we have had. Hold on, let me add.
Well, we're going to run out of time. We got to get right to the phone.
Okay,
we'll
go
that.
ahead.
Yeah. We have another
over.
guest on line 3. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Scott Smith, Bossier Parish School System. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, you got a message for Robert, Scott?
Hey,
Yeah, talk loud. Robert ain't getting any younger.
Robert, you're not. These birthdays at this point in our lives just means with every birthday, our knees just creak a little bit louder.
This is Mr. Scott. Thank you very much.
But your voice is still there, okay?
Yeah.
Your voice is there. And the hard-hitting questions are still there. You and Erin, y'all work together on that. But y'all ask the tough questions so that hopefully everybody out there gets the right answers.
Based on the sincerity of your marriage, I can only say if the school thing falls through, greeting cards is probably your way to go. Mr. Scott, tell us, Jay, hello. We appreciate it. Great talking to you. Thank you, sir.
Happy birthday to you. I hope you have a great weekend, and I love KEEL Radio.
Thank you so much.
Very much.
Another caller on hold on line 17. Good morning. I think this is a really special guest for you, Robert.
Line 17.
Hello, who's there?
Good morning, Erin and Robert. How are you?
Hey, Miss Ollie, how are you this morning? Thank you for taking time to call.
Absolutely. I've been trying to call for several minutes after I finished my first commitment. I've been trying to call, but I couldn't get an answer.
Well, we appreciate your persistence. It is greatly appreciated. So what you up to today? I know what I'm doing as little as possible.
Well, I tell you, I am working as usual, but I wanted to make sure that I could say happy birthday to one of my favorite people, Robert Wright, who has really made a difference in terms of keeping this community up to date on happenings around the region. So thank you so much, Robert, and happy birthday.
That is so nice of you. I appreciate it. And as you know, our doors are always welcome. We hope to see you soon.
I hope to see you soon also, and hope to talk with you sometimes next week.
Yeah, we'll talk to you Monday. By the way, when Robert turned 50, the mayor declared it Robert J. Wright Day. When he turned 60, the mayor declared it Robert J. Wright Day. If you're mayor when he's 70, I just want your commitment. You'll make it Robert J. Wright Day in Shreveport.
Well, you know, Erin, I probably won't be here when he turns 60. How old are you, Robert?
I will be 66 tomorrow morning at 5:35 a.m.
If you're mayor in 4 years, he'll turn 70. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, okay. Excuse me. Have a little allergy going here this morning, but I didn't realize
how darn old he is. Yeah.
Darn old.
Robert, you really don't look your age, so I am very serious about that. So, hopefully, if it's God's will, I'll be around here in the next 4 years, and I will absolutely do you a proclamation.
Miss Ollie, I appreciate your calling, and thank you so much, ma'am, and have a great day. We appreciate it as always.
Have a good weekend.
Thanks.
Thank you. We got to go.
Go vote tomorrow. I know she would say that. Go vote.
Yeah. I'm looking at Matt now. Should we break now? Okay. 101.7 FM. This is an hour from heaven. 7:55. 101.7 FM. 710 KEEL. No. We had two Harvard grads, and now we have an LSU grad.
Now we're back
Erin,
to normal,
too.
you know.
101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. Another quick second with State Senator Ryan Gaddy. Prayer bill passed. Give us about 30 to 45 seconds on that, why it's such a great deal for you.
Yeah, it's great. You know, we had a lot of coaches and teachers call us that were very upset that they couldn't bow their head, close their eyes, kneel while students were praying. We got with some lawyers. We drafted a form that parents can sign. It gives permission for the coach or the teacher to pray with their child. We don't think we need legislation for it, but it did pass the Senate yesterday unanimously, gaining 17 co-authors.
They could pray in the classroom?
Yes.
Are you thinking that the Freedom from Religion Foundation and other anti-church, other atheist groups might come swooping down again? Are you concerned about that?
Not concerned about it because we have a unanimous provision in the law. All the students in the classroom have to sign the permission slip, or their parents do. If one is a holdout it cannot happen. So we've kind of worked around the constitutional laws that are in place, and we're trying to balance the teachers' right, First Amendment rights to pray, with the parents' willingness and giving them permission to pray. And there's a lot of rural schools down south where everybody's Catholic. They shouldn't be under this gag order that they can't talk.
No. Well, listen, and it goes to the House next, I would assume.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have any trouble in the House. This is a big issue in our area. Can't close your eyes. I mean, goodness gracious, Anne Frank had it better. You know?
I said, wow.
Oh, man.
Senator Ryan Gaddy on the money. Appreciate your time, sir. Thank you. Happy birthday, by the way. 7:59. Here's Ruben. Traffic update on KEEL.
Keeping an eye right now on some slow-moving traffic on Line Avenue near Olive Street, and we have some traffic delays on McDade Street near Barksdale Boulevard in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
KeelAccuWeather.com forecast, kind of sunny and warm today, middle 70s, maybe a little higher. Right now,
Breaking
it's
news
27.
and trending talk. This is 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. KEEL, Shreveport.
Free past 8 o'clock, Robert and Erin, 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL down yonder. Erin, local news getting ready right now.
A Caddo commissioner facing some serious charges. Elio Motors gets a little bit of a lifeline, and another candidate in the run for mayor.
$500,000. What's the old phrase? Taking candy from a baby? Well, this is kind of like $500,000 in candy, sort of. Do you know what we're talking about? If not, we'll fill you in.
And we have lots of surprises. Tomorrow's Robert's birthday, so we have a lot of special guests this hour.
And Erin's still in a foul mood because no LSU guys were taken in the first round.
Yeah.
How did that happen? Fletcher, sports, traffic, and weather, and it's all coming up this hour right here on KEEL.
Best talent in the country, boy.
Should have won a goddamn name.
The power of information. KEEL News now.
Caddo Commissioner Lynn Cawthorn and his sister indicted for allegedly taking money from a federal child nutrition program. Cawthorn is accused of exaggerating the number of meals provided to underprivileged children and taking the extra money for personal use. Federal prosecutors say Cawthorn and his sister took more than $500,000 over 4 years. Elio Motors gets a little shot in the arm. Matt Parker with that.
Elio Motors got a much-needed infusion of cash. Online retailer Overstock.com announced that they are buying $2.5 million of newly issued Elio common stock. The struggling car company says they will use that cash to pay outstanding debts. Overstock.com founder Patrick Byrne called the car company, quote, a win for America. However, according to some reports, Elio owes tens of millions of dollars and needs a lot more before production can begin at the old GM plant in Shreveport. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
Adrian Perkins, officially a candidate for mayor of Shreveport, during his announcement speech, the Harvard Law and West Point grad says he wants to lower crime, improve the airport and streets, and work to provide everyone with an internet connection.
My experiences have prepared me to be the leader this city needs. My ranger training, for instance, taught me how to make a way out of no way.
Perkins says his military experience is what sets him apart from everyone else. The primary election is November 6th. The Louisiana Senate's backed a proposal that opens the door to school employees praying with their students during the class day. The measure by Senator Ryan Gaddy of Bossier would allow teachers and other workers to pray with students during the workday if parents of every student in attendance submit a signed request and if the prayer is student-initiated. Teachers across Louisiana are watching legislation that would require 30 minutes of recess in public schools each day. Jackie Lansdale with the Red River United Teachers Union telling KEEL News part of the problem is all the time spent on testing.
You know, what does the legislature want to do that? Do they want to back off this incessant, ridiculous amount of pressure towards standardized testing that, quite frankly, is not healthy? Lansdale tells us research shows children need recess, unstructured and unfettered play, and this is something we need to find a way to incorporate in our classes. High praise for Louisiana Tech. Forbes magazine says Tech is a college with some bang for the buck. They compiled a list of colleges with the best value, and Tech comes in at number 148. It featured 300 public and private universities from around the country. There's a bond election on the ballot in Shreveport tomorrow. CAO Brian Crawford telling KEEL News this administration has been responsible with your tax money.
We've reduced millages. We've reduced taxes by over 6 mils since the mayor took office in 2015. We've balanced our budget every year. In fact, our budget this year is smaller than our budget was about 5 or 6 years ago. So if they want to know how to do it, they can come up here and watch us.
There are 6 proposals on the ballot. The polls open at 7 a.m. and close at 8 p.m. The nation facing a truck driver shortage that could hurt your wallet. Motor Transport Association Director Chance McNeely says it's resulting in longer delivery times and higher prices for consumers.
Loads have to wait. It takes longer for goods to get to their desired location, and yes, it drives up the cost of goods. It's a major challenge for the industry.
The American Trucking Association says they expect to see a 106,000 driver shortage by 2022. Concealed carry permit holders could bring a gun into a school or university under legislation headed to the House floor. The controversial measure has cleared the Criminal Justice Committee on a 9-8 vote. ERATH Representative Blake Miguez says his legislation does not arm teachers, just visitors who have concealed handgun permits.
It doesn't deal with the school safety system at all. It strictly deals with self-defense.
The two Koreas have agreed for South Korea's president to visit Pyongyang sometime this autumn. The agreement came after an historic summit between the leaders of the two Koreas. The price of Prime is going up. Amazon raising the price of its annual Prime membership fee by 20% to $119 a year, up from $99. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
.101.7 FM and 710 KEEL traffic update. Friday stuff. Here's Ruben.
The intersection at North Spring Street and East Stoner Avenue is dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on East Texas Street near Traffic Street in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Sun and patchy clouds today with a high of 77. Tonight will be clear and cool, low 51. Mostly sunny, high 81 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zaire.
Okay, here's how this is coming off in my head. You say it's your birthday. 1017 FM and 710 Keel. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty, 12 past 8 o'clock. My birthday's tomorrow.
And we're having kind of a celebration of your birthday
As
today.
my mother constantly reminded me as a child, tomorrow morning, April 28th, 5:35 a.m. She always said, you were born at 5:35. I said, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
5:35. Couldn't be 10:30. Couldn't be noon. Couldn't be early in the afternoon.
Right, early, wee hours of the morning. Yeah, we have special guests calling in all hour, and we're going to be joined by our very first one for this hour. Good morning to you. Say hello to Robert.
Happy birthday, my brother. Love you much. We're better together.
Thank you. Bishop Larry!
Yes.
Oh, my God! How are you today? Thank you for taking this. Is awesome.
Well, no, I'm honored to do so. What a blessing. And, of course, your sidekick, I love her, Erin, made this possible. And I want you to know, on behalf of my wife and I and all of Praise Temple, we really appreciate you and all of the work that you're doing for the community for many, many years. And when I refer to you, I tell everyone you're well-read and well-bred. And I certainly appreciate you and your leadership.
Thank you very much for getting in touch with us. I haven't seen you in a while. Haven't talked to you. How have you been? What's new at Praise Temple? What's new with the school for boys? With the housing for boys? Everything.
Oh, well, thank you so much for asking. Well, Praise Temple's doing well, and I'm just grateful for a group of people who love to touch the community and to place smiles on people's faces. And the boys home, the Northwest Louisiana Community Development Corporation, we have a GED program now, ages 16 to 24. Anyone can call, and if you're within that age group, you can come through classes. We'll help you not only to achieve a GED, but to obtain a GED, I should say, but we'll also help you find a job through our job services program. So we're excited about that. And the boys' home, keep us lifted. We had a street name change, and I'm just grateful for all that happening to us. And then we received a property on Sprague Street, and I'm grateful for the Christian Service Program, Al Moore, and now we have that property, and we're going to really work as relates to helping out with homelessness and even our homeless vet. I'm a 10-year Air Force veteran, and we want to do our part to help all, in particular our homeless veterans and so forth. So we're just grateful.
So what are you going to do? What are you going to do this afternoon?
Busy man.
You never cease to amaze, and I so appreciate you taking time. And when you've got a few minutes, you're always welcome here. And of course, my best to Miss Wanda and you and the whole family, and I appreciate it. Like you just know how much I do.
Well, no, we appreciate it. In fact, I'm getting ready to pick up your favorite preacher, Bishop Paulus Morton. We're going to the funeral today for Lady Norma Blake, Dr. Harry Blake's wife.
Yes.
And then from there, I'll leave and head to Baton Rouge for a conference, and I shall return tomorrow evening.
Also, give my regards to Bishop Morton. That was one of the best nights ever, and thank you so much, and I'll see you soon for sure.
Thank you. Take care, both of you.
Thank you.
All right, Larry, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And we have to turn the clock back 1 year to when we had a special birthday message for you. Because I tried to get it to happen again this year, but there was a
mitigating circumstance.
There was a hitch in the giddy up.
Mitigating circumstance.
So let's turn the clock back 1 year.
Do you think it would be way out of line? Okay, admittedly, it's out of line.
Yeah, it's out of line.
But do you think it would be out of line to ask Governor John Bell Edwards to wish me happy birthday before?
No, he'll wish you happy birthday. It's his birthday, John Bell.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Way closer than I could
get. Happy birthday, dear Robert. Happy birthday to you.
Wow. I'd rather have a gubernatorial pardon. But
so my big question is, how come? I mean, if you're so important, if you're so high and mighty, if you're so well connected, what happened this year?
Well, a week or so ago, I asked if the governor could come on. And said he might want to, he sang for you last year. Maybe he wants to recreate it because it was a special bonding moment.
It was a bromance.
They said let us check his schedule, see if we can work it out.
You have the email there in front of you? You have the email there in front of you?
I think I can find it. Let me see if I can.
Okay, this is from Governor. You said could
this
you
is
come
from
on?
his people. Yeah, he's got people.
Dear
a lot
Robert,
of people.
suck
Yeah.
it.
And I said, they had quite a moment. Let me see. Let me read it to you because I'll get the verbiage right.
Yeah.
We'd love to try to get the governor on one morning next week if possible. Robert's birthday's on the 28th. The governor sang to him last year. He could surely do that again if he would like. It was quite a genuine moment for both of them.
Romance.
Hi, Erin. Is there a particular time? I will check and get back with you. Never got back. So yesterday I sent this email. Does the governor have any time available tomorrow? And I got this email yesterday afternoon.
Nope.
Hi, Erin. Unfortunately, the governor is not available. Thanks for reaching out.
Well, you screwed that up for me, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I screwed
nice
that up
job.
bad.
Nice job.
I want to tell you something right now because it's with a heavy heart that I pass this message on to you. I don't know if people realize this, but I was told that Raymond Cruz's mother was killed in a car accident yesterday, I believe out of state. And Raymond was going to call you today and wish you a happy birthday. But God bless him, I just got a text. It says, please tell Robert happy birthday from me and my wife, Dinah.
Wow.
And he's dealing with the loss of a parent.
That he took time and
took time to call you.
A true insight to the character of the man.
No doubt. That's unbelievable.
Let's take a quick break here. We'll come back 19 past 8 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. You're waving frantically?
We have someone on the phone that we probably should get to.
Okay, well, let's go to right now. I was just thinking, we'll go to break in a second.
Yeah, we can break the format.
What?
We already have it shattered.
Hello, good morning. You have a message for Robert?
Well, I don't want to break the format, but since I've broken the format, I'd just like to congratulate Robert on the anniversary of his birthday. It's the Low Walker, and you two guys are a great team, but he's the mouth of the South, and we really appreciate him.
Mouth of the South. Mayor Lowe, how are you this morning? Thank you for taking time for me.
Very good. Robert, sincerely, though, I did want to wish you a happy birthday because you're getting older like the rest of us, but during your aging process, y'all doing a great service to the community with the quality of the news reporting and asking the hard questions and keeping us informed. But again, happy birthday, Robert.
Thank you, sir, very much. Great talking to you. And
I hope we get you in studio soon, okay?
Well, I'm lowering my rates, but we make it work something out.
Thank you, Lo. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Mayor Lowe.
Thank
Always
you.
appreciated. Now we'll go to break. 19 past 8 o'clock. Keel traffic update. Here's Ruben.
Still keeping an eye on that minor accident on East Burcoons Industrial Loop near Terry Bradshaw Passway westbound. And we have some traffic delays on East Texas Street near Hamilton Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Today will bring sun and some clouds with a high of 77. Then it's clear and cool with a low of 51 tonight. Nice and sunny, high 81 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zaire.
This hour is going to fly by.
23 past 8 o'clock, 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty.
Somebody's got a birthday tomorrow, and so I've got a lot of special guests who want to say hi and wish you a happy birthday.
Somebody does.
Hello on line 1. Who's there?
Hey, Robert, this is Stephen Wagasback with LABI.
Hello,
Calling
Mr.
to tell you happy birthday, big guy.
This is awesome. Thank you. Stephen Wagasback, Louisiana Association of Business and Industry.
He's on vacation, and he still agreed to call.
Where did you go on vacation? Where are you having fun at?
I am in the hills of Tennessee, and my father-in-law is actually, we're celebrating his 70th birthday this weekend, so all the siblings and all are getting here, and we're having a good time together.
So you're kind of warming up on me. That's awesome. Well, as I've
That's
said,
right.
As I've said to everybody who's called this morning, you're the first one to call, and I sincerely appreciate it. And
I feel honored.
Stephen, this is awesome, man. I appreciate you taking a couple of minutes. And, anytime you're in town or you want to get on the phone with us, you are always welcome, and it is our pleasure entirely.
Well, wait, quick question for you. I heard some while I was waiting online. Did the governor call in and wish you happy birthday or not?
No.
Missed him by this much.
Missed him by 365 days.
Well, actually, by coincidence, I talked to him beforehand. He wanted me to send you a message. He said, listen, have a very, very happy birthday, and make sure you enjoy it. Because unless we raise $900 million in taxes this year, there will be no birthdays in Louisiana this year.
He's cutting them out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I hope you enjoy it. And look, enjoy it for the rest of the state, because you may be the last birthday we have for a long time. So I appreciate you doing that for us.
It's not everybody who can be audited by the state Treasury Department. Mr. Stevens,
Thank you
so
so
much. We appreciate it.
Hey, y'all have a great day.
You bet.
Thank you, sir.
Another special guest is on line 2. Good morning. You got a message for Roberto. Hello, you there?
I'm here.
You got a message for Robert, right?
I do, Robert. Are you there?
Is this Dr. Sean?
Yes.
This is Dr. Sean.
Dr. Sean Wilson of
what department, Robert?
Department of Transportation and Development. Everybody knows that.
See, now I'm going to feel bad, Robert, because I thought you'd come up with some wonderful acronym for us. But a little birdie told me that today's your birthday.
Actually, Dr. Sean, it's tomorrow, and as I've mentioned a couple of times, tomorrow morning, 5:35. My mother never let me forget that. And this is incredible because you're the first one to call today. I've been telling everybody that, and I appreciate it. So what's new at the DOTD? What's going on today?
Well, the one thing that I could tell you is someone told me that you were older than most of our roads, but would you believe I found a bridge in Caddo Parish that was built in 1915 on LA 3049, and I'd love to name it after you if they'd let me.
If that's no, I'm just a little bit I'm just a little bit younger than that, but my cracks are deeper.
Oh yeah.
Oh, see, you would go there.
And he's been rode pretty hard.
And put up wet.
Oh,
Dr.
man,
Sean, this is awesome. Thank you so much for taking time. I appreciate it more than.
Congratulations, man. Birthdays are wonderful, and this is your special day coming up this weekend.
I'm going to try not to screw it up.
And you tell the governor he said hello, and he doesn't have to send a gift. He can cut it out of the budget.
You don't have to. Dr. Sean, our pleasure. Thank you, sir.
All right, man. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Oh, man, that's so cool. So cool. We got so many guests coming up.
Hold on, I'm adding to the
You're
list.
adding to your list?
Yeah.
We've had so many special wishes for you.
Stephen. Well, let me run down the list then. Jim Henderson from University System, Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
Barrow Peacock, Tom Gresham, Steve Prater, Dodie Horton, Mike Johnson, Larry Bagley, Alan Seawaw, Ryan Gaddy, Scott Smith, Mayor Tyler, Miss Ollie, Bishop Larry Brandon, Low Walker, Stephen Wagaspack, and hold on, I'm writing it down. I can't talk and write at the same time. Back.
So many.
And
did you get Larry Bagley?
I got Larry Bagley. And then there was,
of course, Adrian Perkins was here to tell you happy birthday too.
Sean Wilson,
your buddy Sean Wilson. Y'all have a little bromance.
This is
I know.
Awesome.
And you know what, Robert? The funny thing about it is, in contacting all of them, it was a busy day for me. They all said, for him, anything.
Yeah.
For him, I'll come off vacation. I'll call from the West Coast. I mean, you should be really proud. They really care about you.
Mike Johnson, Congressman Mike Johnson, originally had planned to be, pardon me, on the West Coast this morning in Los Angeles. He was supposed to be in the Western time zone. He called at 6:42 our time. That would have originally been 4:42.
Yes.
He was going to call like about 4:30 to 4:45.
Unbelievable. Another special guest on the phone. Good morning. Say hello to Robert. Why can't I hear him? I can't hear you. Hey, you on the air? You on the air? Who's this?
It's Moon.
We could tell who you were.
Well, if you can't recognize my voice now, we're in trouble.
You got a message for Robert, I know.
Yeah, he's listening with his one good ear.
I don't have but one, but good thing a phone only takes one.
Exactly. Mr. Moon, how are you this morning?
I called in down here the other day, and they did a quick interview with me. And the first thing they said was no 4-letter words. Moon is a 4-letter word.
Yeah, exactly. What is your birthday wish for Robert today, Moon?
Robert, it's your birthday?
Well, tomorrow morning, 5:35. I am the oldest child of 3. And, yeah, I'll be the same age as John Kennedy and Steve Prater tomorrow.
Man, it must be nice to be about 40 years old.
That's what I'm telling everybody. So what's new with the Moon Griffon Show? What's up today? Because it starts at 9.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Jeff Landry, you saw the big powwow yesterday in the Bond Commission. Jeff Landry and Miguez were going after talking about Bank of America and I don't know if it was Citigroup or Citi whatever on this gun laws because they came up with some new rules against gun dealers and things like that, where they went back and forth. But Jeff Landry, the Attorney General, will be with us in the House from 9 to 10 today. So we'll get to go over some of that stuff that went on yesterday.
Excellent.
Also, they sent the Pelican Institute at me, Daniel Ersparmer, who's been on the program with us in the second hour. They want this constitutional convention. I'm against it. I think I'm right, but I'm going to have everybody against me.
Pardon me just a second, Moon. We've got about 30 seconds. Why are you against the Constitutional
I'm
Convention?
against the Constitutional Convention because, first of all, the late C.B. Bergossen said don't ever let them get in there because here's the reason. Number one, the 2/3 vote on taxes and fees, gone. Term limits, gone. Homestead exemption, gone. Watch and see what happens.
So you think your fear is that it would be run by the same old, right?
It's going to be run by the same old. John O'Leary will be there. Jay Darden will be there. Mark my word, it will not be something that will be good for middle-class people and small businesses.
If it comes to pass,
be wrong on this.
If it comes to pass, yes or no, yay or nay, up or down, Moon Griffon would run for delegate for a constitutional convention.
We'll wait and see how they do with the delegates. That's, by the way, something else. They could fix this with about 4 or 5 constitutional amendments out open in the public. They choose not to.
Gotcha.
By the way, last thing.
Yeah.
The dedicated money, all is dedicated to crying and the governor crying about that. Watch how much money doesn't get undedicated. Watch how much money doesn't get undedicated.
Yeah.
I'll stand on my grounds. It takes a while to be proven right. I'll be proven right on this one if they have it.
Moon Griffon every weekday here on KEEL from 9 till 11. Mr. Moon, a pleasure as always, and thank you for your thoughts and your well wishes. It is greatly appreciated.
Happy birthday. All right, brother.
Thank you, sir, very much. 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Traffic time. Ruben's here.
The intersection at Texas Avenue and Mansfield Road's dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now, and we have some traffic delays on Old Minden Road near Airline Drive in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast today will bring sun and some clouds with a high of 77. Then it's clear and cool with a low of 51 tonight. Nice and sunny, high 81 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zaire.
The power of information. KEEL News now.
The leaders of North and South Korea met for an historic summit where they vowed to end the Korean War some 65 years later during peace talks.
This declaration shouldn't repeat the tragic histories of the previous agreements. So we are going to work closely together for the successful implementation of the declaration.
The two leaders did not outline the specifics of any potential peace deal, but both say they're optimistic. Caddo Commissioner indicted for skimming federal money. Matt Parker with that.
Caddo Parish Commissioner Lynn Cawthorn and his sister have been indicted for allegedly taking money from a federal child nutrition program. Cawthorn is accused of exaggerating the number of meals provided to underprivileged children and taking the extra money for personal use. Federal prosecutors say Cawthorn and his sister took more than $535,000 over a 4-year period. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
Adrian Perkins is officially a candidate for mayor of Shreveport.
What I want to do is simple. I want to generate jobs and I want to decrease crime. Our city has been last 3 of the previous 5 years in economic growth out of every major metropolitan area in the country.
Perkins says he wants to lower crime, improve the airport and streets, and work to provide everyone in the city with an internet connection. Elio Motors gets a much-needed infusion of cash. Online retailer Overstock.com announcing they're buying $2.5 million of newly issued Elio common stock. The House Education Committee passed a proposal that would require schools to provide a 30-minute recess break for students. Currently, schools must have 30 minutes of physical activity, which is covered in many districts by a PE class. Jackie Lansdale with Red River United Teachers Union telling KEEL News there's a major hurdle, though, to make this happen.
The problem that we run into is you cram test. So where do you put recess?
Lansdale says research shows children need recess, unstructured play, and that's something we need to find a way to incorporate in our schools. Tens of thousands of Arizona teachers and their supporters marched on the Capitol in Phoenix to demand more education funding in a historic statewide strike that shut down schools. They're expected to be holding rallies and staying out of class again today.
We want a sustainable, reasonable plan that gets funding back to our classrooms.
The teachers calling for a 20% raise. Now in Louisiana, the Louisiana Federation of Teachers is surveying all educators, though there's no decision whether or not this could lead to a walkout. Shreveport voters going to the polls tomorrow to decide on 6 bond propositions. CAO Brian Crawford telling KEEL News all of these are renewals.
All of these millages you've been paying for more than 40 years. There's no increase in taxes. In fact, Mayor Tyler has decreased taxes.
The millages would continue to fund basic city services. They bring in about $11 million. A Senate-approved bill to allow foster kids to stay in the system until they turn 21 or graduate high school, whichever happens first, has cleared a House committee. Currently, foster kids are forced out when they turn 18, regardless of their high school degree progress. Bossier Senator Ryan Gaddy says kids who age out before graduating are at a high risk of falling into homelessness or crime.
And when these children age out, there are people waiting for them. In human trafficking, these kids end up in laundromats and under bridges, and their teachers are going and finding them.
Gaddy says he's optimistic the bill will win final passage. Thieves are caught in Germany with 130 pounds of stolen chocolate. In fact, a woman is found with 20 pounds of the treats under her skirt. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
Happy birthday, Robert.
You're not
Happy
getting
birthday,
any
Robert.
older person. 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. It's 8:38.
How old do you feel?
Seriously?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, somebody said to me last year, what's it like to be 65? Because I was 65. I'll be 66 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Somebody said, what's it like to be 65, or how do you feel about being 65? I said, 65 is not bad. It's what may happen when I'm 66. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
In other words, 66 wouldn't be bad if I could stay 66.
Right.
Because I'm healthy and I can get around and I can do anything I want. I'm making myself.
You really don't look like Mayor Ollie said. You really don't look that age. You really don't.
Thank you.
I'm being honest, and this is the one day of the year I try to be nice to you.
Yeah.
And it's really rubbing. I mean, it's getting old now. We only got 20 minutes left.
You look a little nauseous.
It's grating on me. Yeah.
You look a little green around the gills.
We have a few more special guests who'll be calling in before
the last
9
20
o'clock.
minutes of
Yeah,
the
we're
show,
going to squeeze as many of them in as we can.
We want to go to break now, and then we can come back and.
Do we have time to take a break real quick? Okay, we'll take a break now.
Don't just shrug. Don't just,
Because one of our guests coming back has really only got 1 or 2 minutes. We're really on a tight schedule.
Really?
Yeah,
That
squeezing
may be
you
all
in.
the time I've got myself.
Yeah.
It's 8:39, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Traffic update, Ruben's here.
Still keeping an eye on that minor accident on East Burcoons Industrial Loop near Terry Bradshaw Passway westbound. And we have some traffic delays on East Texas Street near Hamilton Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast today will bring sun and some clouds with a high of 77. Then it's clear and cool with a low of 51 tonight. Nice and sunny, high 81 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
Every business.
Good morning. It's 8:41. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. It's 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. This has turned out to be quite the day, so thank you very much.
You bet. Anytime.
It's been sort of awesome.
Right. We got another really special guest, I believe, calling from Washington, D.C.
What?
Yeah, I think so. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Good.
Wait.
You know who this is.
Dr. Bill, is that you?
It is, Robert. Calling to wish you a happy 27th anniversary of your 39th birthday.
You know, I couldn't have phrased that better myself. Dr. Bill Cassidy, Senator Bill Cassidy, how are you today? Thank you for taking time.
Happy birthday. Thank you. Again, I just want to let you know I'm fighting to I just put in a bill to preserve Social Security and Medicare. I'm going to call it the Robert Wright bill.
Thanks.
I love that.
Wow. We're just uncovering a side here of the doctor, of the senator that, who knew?
Yeah, sounds like it'd be fun to go drinking with.
It's Shecky Cassidy. Who knew?
Senator Bill, I know you're on a tight schedule and squeezed us in at the last minute. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you, and again, quite sincerely, happy birthday. I hope it's an incredibly special day.
Thank you, Dr. Bill. It's great of you to call, and we hope to see you soon and have you on again soon. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
But by the way, our other senator was so upset that he could not call. He had a huge prior commitment for this morning and could not squeeze this in. But he wanted to send you a really happy birthday. And then he said,
"Yes,
I really don't even want to tell you this." He said, "Does he have a Twitter account? Because I'll tweet at him." I said,
"Actually, I do."
"I thought you got rid of it." I thought you got rid of it.
No, R.J. Wright, 52.
Well, he tried to get rid of it, but he didn't know where the delete button was.
See, that's what I was worried about. I said, I don't think I want to teach him Twitter, so don't go. Probably don't go there. I'll pass on your birthday wishes.
Just as an aside, the Senator Kennedy, because I'm older than Cassidy. Cassidy's a kid.
Oh, he's a baby,
He's
yeah.
Mr. Dr. Jailbait. But Senator Kennedy and Sheriff Prater and I are now all the same age.
Yeah.
Now, they were 51 babies. They were born in late 51. I was born in April of 52.
Right.
Tomorrow morning at 5:35, as I've mentioned once or twice, my mother reminded me my entire childhood.
Yeah, you were an early morning baby.
She never let me forget.
Your birthday is tomorrow. Do y'all have any special plans? Any big?
I'm going to a hockey game tomorrow night.
Oh, that's right. Is it tonight too?
Tonight and tomorrow night.
Okay.
Mudbugs starting the second round, the division championship against Lone Star, Fort Worth, coached by former Mudbug and, Mudbug legend Dan Wildfall.
Oh, wow.
So here's who we have on the list this morning.
Okay.
Jim Henderson. These are all the people who called and or texted to say happy birthday.
And I probably have more surprises coming before we wrap up today.
Jim Henderson, Barrow Peacock, Tom Gresham, Steve Prater, Dodie Horton, Mike Johnson, Larry Bagley, Alan Seabaugh, Ryan Gaddy, Scott Smith, Ollie Tyler, Bishop Larry Brandon from Praise Temple, Mayor Low Walker, Stephen Wagasback, Sean Wilson from the DOTD, Moon Griffon, Raymond Cruz, Representative Raymond Cruz, Mike Middleton, Cattle Commissioner Mike Middleton, Bill Davis from the Sheriff's Department.
So many.
And hold on a second.
And there were a bunch of people who could not get through.
Bill,
I mean, they texted me, said the phone was busy, so it's just been.
Cassidy. Was there
You got Larry Brandon?
I've got Larry. Yeah, I don't want to miss anybody.
You got Moon.
I mean, I'm just keeping the list. Moon Griffon is on there.
We
Yeah,
have
that's
another person on hold. We have people calling, trying to get in here before we leave at 9 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
Because your birthday's actually tomorrow, but we're gonna obviously we don't work on weekends, so we're celebrating your birthday today.
No,
and
sir.
we have another
yes, sir.
another special guest on line 5 this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning. How everybody doing?
Good. Is this Caddo Commissioner Stephen Jackson, right?
It is. It is. And Robert, happy birthday. I got a bag of clusters for you, but I left the other part at home, so I got to run back and get it.
Well, Stephen, that's probably in the long run just as well. Listen, thank you for taking time to call, for reaching out I think it's very magnanimous of you as a Caddo Commissioner to work the elderly demographic. And I can't.
We care about our senior citizens. Yeah. Or our seasoned citizens.
I appreciate your talk. At least you didn't go, Robert, are you there? Yes, Stephen, I'm here. Thank you.
Thanks, Stephen, for calling. We appreciate it,
man. Thank you so much. Hope you get by to visit soon. Thank you, sir, very much.
Another guest is on line 3 this morning. Good morning. You wanted to give Robert a birthday wish. Hello, you there?
Happy birthday, Robert.
Who is this?
Michael Corbin.
Oh, hey, Michael. My ears were acting up. Shreveport City Council member Michael Corbin's got a wish for you.
My personal city council person.
Oh, he represents you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
In the good district.
So you have.
It's my number one constituent.
Is he really?
I'll quit calling.
For like 6-8 more months, you're going to represent him, right?
That's right, till December.
You know, it's interesting you say that because Adrian Perkins, who is a mayoral candidate, was here this morning, and he was working the room to see what we thought our priorities for Shreveport were, and I said, well, the first thing I do is make some changes on the Architectural and Engineering Committee, but that's just me.
Well, and that was about the time Erin had stepped out to use the ladies' room, I'm sure.
The short Erin McCarty, the shortest tenure in A&E history.
That's funny.
Mr. Mike, great as always. We hope to have you in studio again soon. Thank you so much for taking a couple of seconds. That is just cool as could be. Thank you, sir.
Really
Enjoy your birthday weekend, Robert.
Much appreciated.
Thank you, Michael. I just got a text. Tell him I don't do radio anymore, but happy birthday, Keith Hightower.
I hope we had nothing to do with that.
I did not reach out to him. but he's listening, obviously.
That's
so
awesome. Thank you,
which
Mr.
is
Keith.
cool.
Greatly appreciated.
There have been a few who haven't been able to get through because the phone line's been busy.
This
so
is an awesome list, and you got in touch with like 99% of these people. So you
Most of them.
You must have been just going crazy putting this together.
My phone's been blowing up pretty much
the last few days.
Yeah, and it's the one day of the year where I try to be a little kind to you.
You put on the plastic face, and I appreciate it.
Unlike other days.
Yeah.
I know there are some in Baton Rouge that had to go into committee meetings and couldn't get through, and so they're going to send their wishes too.
Well, I was just going to say, if you're one of the politicians that got stuck in Erin's group text, I'm sorry. I apologize for you.
I raised my right hand.
Yes.
And people that I texted know this was not a group text.
Well, I know that
I guarantee you.
This is a pretty awesome who's who list.
It is, and all of them have been here, been regular guests.
And the point being that they took the time from their schedules, which are pretty important jobs, to ring us up and say hello.
You bet. And we have another one who's calling in this morning. We've got so many that have called throughout the morning, and they want to wish you a happy birthday. Another special guest on line 6 this morning. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Who is calling to wish Robert happy birthday?
This would be your oldest.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Happy birthday, Robert.
Thank you very much.
He used to call you Uncle Bob.
Yes, he did. What's going on, man? How are you this morning?
Not much. I actually just finished an exam. Pretty lazy day today. It's a beautiful day, though. So
good. Come to
enjoy
Mom.
your day, Robert.
Come to Mom's house. More boxes to unpack.
I appreciate it, kiddo. We got to run. We got a hard break coming up here, but thank you so very much. We appreciate you ringing us up, man, and take care of your mom. She needs it. She ain't getting any younger either. 849, 1017 FM, 710 KEEL, AccuWeather.com. Forecast, kind of sunny and warm today. High today is going to be in the middle 70s.
You're listening to American Ground Radio's Morning Minute.
The problems facing the country of Venezuela could impact not just this generation, but the next generation. Of the 8 million school-age kids, 3 million of them are not in school right now because the schools are closed.
This only highlights the misunderstanding that government can somehow guarantee economic equality or fairness, even though a cursory study of history, particularly the rise and fall of socialist and communist states, would plainly prove otherwise. In the words of the late economist Milton Friedman, a society that would put equality ahead of freedom will end up with neither equality nor freedom.
The really sad part is this is what Venezuelans voted for over a decade ago.
American Ground Radio, where building a better America begins with building a better us. Return each weeknight from 6 to 7 p.m. with Louis R. Abalone and Stephen Parr on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL and streaming live at KEELnews.com.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Sun and patchy clouds today with a high of 77. Tonight will be clear and cool, low 51. Mostly sunny, high 81 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
Your phone just rang again. Why don't you look and see who it is?
Oh, I should look. Yeah.
101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty.
Public Works Director Mike Wood says, I don't have Robert's number. Tell him happy birthday for me, please.
Okay, he's going on the list.
Yep.
Okay, this is a good list, Mr. Mike. Thank you very much.
It is a good list.
And every time we run into each other occasionally, and Mike is one of those people that is so polite and kind and nice.
Hard-working man, too.
Always comes up, and then he reminds us about the promo with the rats. And so...
Oh, does he?
Mike, because you took time to call, because you took time to text, I promise I will go in at 9 o'clock.
And remove it.
And put it in double the rotation.
Oh, good, yeah.
Back Monday, thanks to Let me run down the list again. This is
yeah.
awesome. Hold on, let me write down Mike Woods goes on the list. Okay. Jim Henderson, Barrow Peacock, Tom Gresham, Steve Prater, Dodie Horton, Mike Johnson, Larry Bagley, Alan Seabaugh, Ryan Gaddy, Scott Smith, Ollie Tyler, Bishop Larry Brandon, Low Walker, Stephen Wagaspack, Sean Wilson, Moon Griffon, Michael Corbin, Raymond Cruz, Mike Middleton, Bill Davis, Bill Cassidy, Yao, Stephen Jackson, and Mike Woods. Did I miss anybody? I don't think so.
I'm not sure. And there were a few that probably could not get through because the phone was so busy.
But
they send their Keith Hightower wished you happy birthday, too.
He's on the list, too. Holy cow,
yes.
I forgot. Sorry, Mr. Keith. Okay, back Monday morning, 6 till 9, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Here's Kim Commando.
4 times a year, when the time comes to report on business earnings, we take a step back to marvel at this thing that we call Amazon.com. Kim Commando with your Friday Consumer Tech Update. You'll remember a few weeks ago when President Trump was loudly criticizing Amazon. Its high-flying stock took a small tumble. That was then. Yesterday, Amazon reported on its first quarter sales and earnings, January through March. Always the year's slowest months. Not for Amazon. Company revenue blew through the roof. Sales are up an astounding 43%. This sent its stock soaring again. In all, we spent more than $51 billion with Amazon in just the first quarter this year. Now, much of the increase was powered not only by the acquisition of Whole Foods, but by grocery delivery in general. Amazon's cloud business is also up an incredible, get this, 50%. Customers are increasingly turning to Amazon with no slowdown in sight. I'm Kim Commando. With today's technology, everything now connects to everything. Your smartphone's connected to your tablet, which connects to your smart TV, and it's all tied together through your Wi-Fi. But with just one weak link in all those connections, criminals can get in. And that's why the new LifeLock identity theft protection has added the power of Norton Security. As LifeLock uses its proprietary technology to detect identity threats, say your personal info being sold on the dark web, Norton Security helps protect up to 5 of your devices from online threats, including ransomware. If there's a problem, LifeLock's agents work to fix it. Now, no one can prevent all identity theft or cybercrime or monitor all transactions at all businesses. But the new LifeLock with Norton gives you even more protection. Join now and get an additional 10% off your first year. Go to lifelock.com, use promo code KIM, and you'll get an additional 10% off your first year. That's lifelock.com, promo code KIM, lifelock.com, promo code KIM.
Still keeping an eye on that minor accident on East Berkcoons Industrial Loop near Terry Bradshaw Passway westbound. And we have some traffic delays on East Texas Street near Hamilton Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast today will bring sun and some clouds with a high of 77. Then it's clear and cool with a low of 51 tonight. Nice and sunny, high 81 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zaire.
Breaking news and trending talk. This is 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. KEEL, Shreveport.